side. I'll be moving on. How could I ever be with you? After all you put me through, you feel like fever, fever every night. Fever, fever when we fight. Fever, fever in my head, in my mind. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You built me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. You built me up and broke me down. Should I go? I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You built me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. Built me up and broke me down. Should every rising like the sun. I'll be moving on. How could I ever be with you? After all you put me through, I've been holding on to you. I was young, trying to hurt me with those words. I was numb. You feel like fever, fever, and my heart fell apart. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You built me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. You built me up and broke me down. Should I go? Rising like the sun. I'll be moving on. How could I ever be with you? After all you put me through, you feel like fever, fever every night. Fever, fever when we fight. Fever, fever in my heart, in my mind. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You built me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. Built me up and broke me down. Should every go? I was blinded.
Welcome one, welcome all to season 44, week 1, day 3. Hope you all are doing well today. I am your host for today's stream, AJay887, and I am joined by the wonderful and talented Chadwick. Chadwick, how are you doing tonight?
Good evening, everybody. Glad to be here and ready for some digital baseball.
Digital baseball indeed, or as some people used to call it, online spreadsheets, right? I think that was
True.
who was that called it that somebody did at some point in PvE history.
It's like online Stratomatic.
Exactly, yeah. Digital baseball is I like that one better though. Let's head right on into it. Actually, we finished up May 7th and are now on May 8th for the first day of today's stream and our first streamed game of the day. That being the New Orleans Rougarou versus the Death Valley Scorpions. Now, both these teams have a 3-11 record coming into today's stream. But these are two kind of very different teams, despite their identical records so far. Scorpions maybe should be performing better than their current record, while the Rougarou are kind of expected to be about at that record, since they are a kind of a rebuilding team that's still on the upswing with some high value prospects, but Death Valley fans probably not too happy with the kind of slower start for the Scorpions, but they got plenty of season to get back into it, right, Chadwick?
That's right. It's only the first week, so there's a long road ahead.
Absolutely. So, looking at these two teams, do you have any players that you're going to be keeping an eye on in this matchup here?
Well, I guess Max Power is always someone you have to keep an eye on. And then I guess starting pitching wise, just because they have such a big advantage, to see how I guess Ryan Stryker Jr. does. I guess an ERA of 5 and 0-3, so trying to get off the schneid.
Absolutely. And both those players, too, are much better than their current starts so far, right? Max Power with that cold icon next to him, a 143 average so far. Having a little bit of a struggle at the plate, not really seeing the ball well so far in the season, although it's only 2 weeks in, as mentioned, and Ryan Stryker Jr. still looking for that first win. Will he get it tonight against the New Orleans Rougarou starting lineup, who will be sending Lizzie Mitchell to the mound as their starting pitcher? I think it's time for us to get on into it. First of all, thank you to Adelbert Steiner fan for subscribing at Tier 1 for 4 months. I didn't see a prediction, but I think
we can do one. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. See if we can get one going.
Yeah, let's gamble some points away.
Yeah. Are you putting one up then, or?
I can if you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll do it here. What are people sounding? We'll see what the chat. If the chat has any ideas, what would you like to bet on? See if we can do it here. Well, of course, it's not going to work on me now. Let's see.
You thought we were still preseason, Luke? Oh no. Yeah, no, we're in week 3 of, or not week 3, week 1, day 3. Excuse me. It'd be kind of weird if we were already week 3.
We're just going to do a classic here.
Okay.
We'll do a classic over under 2.5 home runs.
All right.
Which I think is great. And I guess how long do we want to keep this sucker open?
Not too long. That's
2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll give it 2 minutes probably.
All right, here we go.
We can stall for 2 more minutes. For
2 more minutes. So
yeah.
There we go. So again, I don't have the link. Maybe AJ could post it, but you can earn PBE money if you're not familiar with how all these points work. So for every 10,000 points, you can cash those in for 1 million PBE dollars to buy that precious equipment.
Absolutely. I don't think I have the link actually, but maybe someone has it, but in chat, hopefully.
Maybe, yeah. We should be more prepared next time. But I see there's money already pouring in, so people are ready to foolishly, spend away their points.
Foolishly, huh? Just slandering these hardworking PvE members who are just trying to have some fun with the predictions, huh, Chadwick?
That's right.
Just messing around. So I'm still looking kind of at these 2 lineups here, and really, we mentioned the Scorpions as a team that maybe is better than their current record reflects. But the batting has definitely been kind of a problem for them to this point. Only 2 batters on their team hitting over 250 to start the year. After 2 streams worth of games, you'd expect a couple more than just 2. But Daniel King is hitting 345 at the bottom of the order. Very impressive for the young Daniel King. And then 2A1 for Rake Hard, the number 3 hitter, that second baseman. Also, second base, not really a position that you always think of when you think of slugging, but
no.
Rake Hard definitely raking hard so far this season.
Yeah. And we've got the people are hammering the over in this game.
Really?
So, very interesting. Yeah, the over is well ahead. So, I think it has now closed. So, we vamp for a sufficient amount of time, and now we can get into game 1 of tonight's lineup.
Excellent. Well, do you want to take us through the first half of the first game?
Let's do it.
First 4.5. All right, let's get the BNN scoreboard up here for everyone to see. And then we'll go ahead and continue on with the I was going to say opening day, but it's not opening day. First pitch. Oh, here we go.
All right, Ryan Stryker Jr. is on the mound. He'll be facing the leadoff hitter, Manuel Bain, the second baseman for the Rougarou. And he's going to ground out routinely to the shortstop, and that's going to bring up Brennan. He's going to strike out. And now bring up Windsor with 2 outs, nobody on. And he's going to strike out looking, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Stryker. So Death Valley will bring up the right fielder Slammer, who is going to draw a leadoff 4-pitch walk from Lizzie Mitchell. Kulik Warren going to fly out to left field. Rake Hard is going to go to the wall, and it's going to get caught on the track. And now the aforementioned Max Power with 1 on, 2 outs is going to strike out. And we have a scoreless first inning in our first baseball game here. First baseman, Fakar, is going to drop in a base hit, so it's a leadoff hit for the Rougarou. And now, just in case, the catcher is going to... Is that a double play? That was a really quick turn double play. Jordan Beauchamp Reyes is going to draw a walk. Randberg is going to fly out the right field. And the double play erases some early runners for the Rougarou. Salmon Arms, the catcher, is going to get one into the gap, and it's gone! That ball took off. It was like must be a jet stream in the gap today. 1-0 Death Valley on a home run from the catcher. Kuma, the third baseman, will look to follow it up, and he will! Just about the same spot, but a little to the left. It's 2-0. That right center gap apparently is the place to hit the ball today. 2-0 Death Valley. I'll bring up the center field Osman, who's going to ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. Ferrero going to step up and take a inside pitch and strike out. And now bring up the DH, Daniel King, who is going to strike out. But Death Valley, the Scorpions, get 2 home runs to right center to take a 2-0 lead. Tulowitzki, the shortstop, is going to strike out. And I'll bring up the center fielder, Steelflex, to face Stryker Jr. Steelflex is going to fly out in foul territory. Bring up the top of the order where Bain will get a second at bat, and he's going to ground out to the shortstop yet again. So a shutdown inning for Death Valley after they took a 2-0 lead. We got the top of the order here with Slammer. He's going to strike out. Kulik Warren, the left fielder, will now step into the dish. And he's going to hit a fly ball, and it's just short of the warning track where the center fielder will track it down for the second out of the inning. And now Rake Hard's going to get a base hit to right field. And they'll give up Max Power another chance with runners on, and he will line out the right field. So the score remains 2-0 in favor of Death Valley. Brennan going to ground out to the pitcher, or did he beat it? He beat it out. Good running there. Windsor's going to hit one out. Right field's the way to go. A 2-run bomb ties the game for the Rougarou. Windsor, well, I think that infield hit could come in big later in this game. Could play big. Farcar's going to ground out, and just in case, with 1 out, it's going to hit a ball to center just short of the track. And Beauchamp Reyes, the right fielder, is going to get it down the line, but the right fielder got there to cut it off. 1 on for Randberg, the DH, who's going to strike out. But the Rougarou tie the game up on a home run, so it's all the runs coming off home runs so far. Lizzie Mitchell will now face Salmon Arms, looking to keep the score tied. Be an infield pop-up for 1 down. Kuma, the third baseman, is going to fly out to left. And the center fielder, Ostman, is going to look to keep things going. And the home run party to right field is over. Left field has decided to join the fray. Another home run, another run. 3-2, all on home runs. Gladdy Guerrero is going to get the ball down into the corner for a stand-up double. Now we'll get King a chance to turn over the order here. It's going to ground out 4-3, but that'll get the leadoff hitter coming up for Death Valley in their next at-bats. So a productive situation there. Tulowitzki, the shortstop's going to step in. Going to fly out to left field to lead off the inning, and they'll steal flex. It's going to strike out. And now we'll get back to Manuel Bain with nobody on and 2 outs. And he's going to ground it to the pitcher, but beat it out for another infield single. Brennan is going to get a base hit. Bain's going to go first to third. Now Windsor's got a chance to tie this game up. He'll get it into the corner down the line. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Is he out at third?
Safe.
He's safe. The Rougarou are up 4-3. And then ball to the hot corner will end the inning, but the Rougarou battle back. And they score the first runs of the game that weren't on home runs. So Mitchell's now going to play Slammer. Or actually, you're up here, buddy, AJ.
Yeah, a quick fly out by Slammer. Another. Oh no, that one's gone by Kulik Ward. I thought that one was going to be a second fly out of the inning, but yet another home run in this game. Everyone who hit the overs on this prediction must have slammed their mouse down on that button, because it is definitely over on the predictions at this point. Lots of home runs today, and it's resulting in a 4-4 tie to this point so far. Max Power and Salmon Arms both get on with back-to-back hits here with 2 away, and a fielder's choice is going to end the inning. So we're through 5 innings, and it's all tied up at 4, and we head to the top of the 6th. Just in case, it's going to line out to the third baseman, Kuma. Now Beecham Reyes will get that one down in the gap in right, all the way to the corner. It's going to be a double for JBR. Sobert Ramberg. It's going to ground out, and with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Tulowitzki is going to go down swinging. Got him on the circle change for strikeout number 6 on the day for Ryan Stryker Jr. No runs on a hit. And we're still tied at 4 heading to the bottom of the 6th. Osman, the center fielder, will be the first casualty of the inning on the strikeout. Now Gladys Guerrero is going to ground out for out number 2. We talked about the Death Valley offense in particular having kind of a slow start to the season. And despite all the home runs that we've been seeing, it's kind of maintaining the same. Like there's been 7 hits in this game, sure, for the Scorpions, but those averages are still on the lower end. But with enough hits, they should raise up. The question is, how long will it take for those averages to get back up into normal baseball player territory? Quick walks here, and Windsor ground into a fielder's choice to take one of them off the base paths. Now it's, or no, sorry, that was a ground out. Danny Brennan got to second, and Faker is going to knock home 2 with a 2-run single. Ruger are going to take a 6-4 lead here. With a run on first and 2 outs, Case will fly out to end the inning. It's time for the stretch here in Death Valley, and the Scorpions have a little bit of ground to make up, having now a 2-run deficit against the Rougarou. Quick foul out by Slammer, and Kulik Warren will ground back to the pitcher. Freeman entered at the start of this half inning and retires all 3 batters he faces. Quick 1-2-3 from the top third of the Scorpions lineup. Top of the 8th, and Giuseppe Jones is back on the mound after finishing off the 7th inning. Beecham Reyes on board, and Randberg will get a single, advancing JBR to third. Now we runners to the corner for Tulowitzki, who strikes out. 3 Ks on the day for Tulowitzki, and now Steelflex, the center fielder, is going to get that one into center field. That's going to be another run home for the Rougarou. A 2-run lead, now a 3-run lead in the top of the 8th. Now fielder's choice will make it a 4-run lead. Manuel Bang getting on board at first. Danny Brennan will draw a walk on a full count. The first batter that new pitcher Poe Scott faces, and the second one he gets to ground out to end the inning. But the Scorpions only have 2 innings left, 6 outs remaining to score 4 runs, or the Rougarou will get their 4th win of the season. Huey Freeman back to the mound, makes short work of Max Power and Rusty Salmon Arms with a quick fly-out strikeout combination. Now it's going to be Kuma. Fly ball in right field. Barely moving out there is Beecham Reyes, and the inning is over. Scorpions go 1-2-3, and we'll have to leave it all to the bottom of the 9th. They'll need 4 in that half inning just to tie it up. 5 to walk it off, assuming that the Rougarou don't score any runs here, which is very possible with a leadoff single from Faker. Case does fly out, and Beecham Reyes will draw a walk. Reaching base again. Now first and second for Sobert Ramberg, who loops that one over the head of the second baseman, and another run is going to come home. New Orleans. The offense is alive tonight for the Rougarou. 9 runs on 15 hits throughout the game. They still have 1 out to play with. Oh, there's a strikeout by Steelflex. But Rougarou will be very happy with 9 runs total on the game and a 5-run lead heading into the bottom of the 9th. Freeman back on the mound, looking for the 9-out relief appearance. Gets the 7th straight batter that they face to be out in Ostman, but Varero gets on board with a double, and that will do it for Freeman's day. McForty-3 takes to the mound, and King will immediately single off of him to make it first and third with 1 away. Slammer walks. Now he bases loaded for the Scorpions. 1 away. Kulik Warren. Deep drive to right. It's going to be caught. It will bring home a run, but that's the 2nd out of the inning. Scorpions only have 1 out left, and they still need 4 runs. Tyne runs on deck circle, and Ray Card will make sure that they don't see the batter's box as a quick fielder's choice ends the game. And a 9-5 victory for the New Orleans Rougarou on stream will net them their 4th win of the season. Scorpions fall to 3-12 so far. Lots of home runs, as mentioned. A total of, looks like, 5 on the day. Windsor had 1, and then Salmon Arms, Kuma, Ostman, and Kulik Warren all on the side of Death Valley. Stryker will take their 4th loss. They don't get their 1st win yet. Mitchell gets their 2nd win. Freeman the hold. The player of the game is Jeff Windsor. Windsor, who went 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Chadwick, you want to take the next box score?
Sure, and I have paid out the over on the home run, so congrats to everybody there.
Thank you.
Let's see. The Crabs shut out the Aviators 6-0. Looks like they scored 5 of their 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Leading the way offensively for the Aviators. Oh, I guess it was the Crabs one, right? I'm like sitting looking there like, what? They didn't get any hits. Looking at the wrong side there. Gonzalez, Alligator at the top of the order, getting some work done. A couple hits apiece. RBI, and it looks like Fuse might have hit a home run. Yep. A home run in the first inning with 2 on. Gives Providence all they need. Your winning pitcher, Choi, going 2-2 on the year. Jones takes the loss, giving up 5 runs in 5 innings, and nothing out of the bullpen of note. Your player of the game was the starting pitcher, Choi.
Next up, we have the Voyagers taking down the Surge 8-6 here. 6 runs scored in the last 2 innings for the Voyagers to sneak this win away from Buffalo. We have 3 hits for OOTP Wizard and 2 RBIs each from Mustard and Calavera, both on the side of the Surge. For the Voyagers, 3 hit days for DeMars and Palladores, with DeMars knocking in 4 runs, courtesy of a 3-run homer, partly anyway. Ness will take the win, serve it up the save. The blown save goes to Dedendex, and the loss will go to Choi. And Franklin DeMars will be your player of the game. Just checking on a couple of milestones here. And then we'll move on right now. Chadwick, you there?
I am.
Oh, okay.
The 8-2 win for San Antonio extends Vancouver's losing streak. San Antonio, top of the order again, doing some good work there. 3 for 4 for Albies. Looks like a really nice game here for Vito. 4 for 5, 1 RBI. And then 2 for 4 for Fresca, the shortstop of Vancouver. In a losing action, had 2 hit days from Garfield and Wash with a goatee. Very nice. Your winning pitcher is Pollo, and your loser is Jackson. So both starters figured in the decision, and your player of the game was Albies.
Next up, we have the Pathfinders taking down the Boise Raptors here 4-2, 9 hits to 3. 2 of the 3 hits from Boise coming from Stubby McGuire, the DH. On the side of Toronto, almost hits all around. 2 hits for Lewis and nothing for Ixon, but 2 hits and 2 walks as well for Jeff Lewis. What can I say except you're welcome? Goes 8.2 innings, almost the full 9, giving up 1 earned run on 3 hits and striking out 10. Maurer will get the save, only facing 1 batter. And all of the girls you loved before takes the loss for Boise. What can I say except you're welcome is your player of the game getting that win on the start for Toronto.
All right, next up, Dogwood shines. An 8-0 Detroit win. Detroit beating the Nashville Stars. Let's take a look here. We have Dogwood going 3 for 4 with 3 RBI, including a home run. Also hitting home runs for Detroit were Granholm and Gunk Jr. Looking at Nashville, pretty sparse 2-hit game for 43 and a quarter. Nobody else with more than a hit. Your winning pitcher is Batter, going 8 innings, giving up no runs, scattering 4 hits. Very nice outing. And then Cream takes the loss. Your player of the game, as I mentioned before, Maple Dogwood.
Next up, we have the Lunar-based Space Rangers getting the win over the Indianapolis Apex here. Space Rangers improved to 12-3 on the season. 10 innings needed for this one, 4-3 the final. 2 RBIs for Judah the Jew. On the side of the Apex, on the side of the Space Rangers, 2 RBIs from Callie Alvarez, and then 2 hits and an RBI from Arthur Morgan at the top of that lineup. Marston gets the win in relief for Lunar Base with 3 perfect innings. Bubbles will blow the save for Indianapolis, and McThumper will take the loss, both in relief for Indianapolis. Allegra Macarino will be your player of the game, though. 3 earned runs on 7 innings pitched on the start. No decision for the starting pitcher from Lunar Base.
Next up here we have the Serpents getting one over the Cancun Toros in extra innings. The Serpents with 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning, getting a 5-1 win over Cancun. It's like the hero for the Serpents was Plant. Was that a home run? It was a home run in the 10th inning, a grand slam, in fact. So a grand slam in extras for Plant. Looking at Cancun, it's like they scattered a hits. Only RBI of the game comes from AJay Schmidt. Pitching-wise, your winner was James, coming out of the bullpen, and the loss goes to Yates. So both starting pitchers, looks like they had pretty good games, but took a no decision. Your player of the game is Cookie.
That'll do it for the Majors box scores on May 8th. We'll take a look at the minor league box scores as well, starting off with the Lemurs getting the win 6-2 over the Anchorage Wheelers here, 13-7 on the hits column. 3 for 5 day with 3 RBIs for Alaskan Bullworm. McDaniel goes 3 for 3 as well on the side of the Lemurs. For Anchorage, leadoff hitter Ziegler goes 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Cove will take the loss for Anchorage, while Nex will get the win for Louisville. Alaskan Bullworm will be your player of the game and ties the minor league regular season game record for doubles with 3 of them.
Here we go. Armadillo's up in the Firehawks 8-4. Looks like your stars for Amarillo with the bats were Mills with 2 RBI, and then Wolfington Jr. going 3 for 5 with 3 RBI, including looks like a 2-run homer for Wolfington Jr. For the Firehawks, got some great production out of the leadoff spot with Roca going 4 for 5. Not much else help there. Looking at the pitching, your winner is, and that's a little blurry. How do you... Sinatara is the winner there. Your loser is Sim Wakefield, who gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning in a tough outing. And your player of the game is Tedford Wolfington Jr.
Next up, we have the Kingpins taking down the Bears 7-4 here. 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th, 3 runs in the top of the 8th. So big 8th inning for these two teams. 8 runs scored in total between the two of them. 4 RBIs on a 2 for 4 day from Honkball, who had a 3-run homer. Brew City, 2 for 4 day from Niall Patterson with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Fordham takes the loss on the blown save in relief for the Bears. Perez gets the hold, Phantom the blown save, and Whit Healy's gets the win for Chicago, all in relief. And Dave Honkball will be your player of the game.
All right, the Ranas snatch a late win against Kansas City, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. For Puerto Rico, a balanced kind of lineup there. We got hits from Cove, DeYon, Thomas, Justice, Barry, Stern, but 3 RBIs from the DH Barry seems to be leading the way. And Kansas City's losing effort, looks like Steve-O had a nice game. 3 for 4, 2 RBI in the losing effort. We look at the pitchers. Shirazi's your winning pitcher. Goodman picks up the save, and Ketch gets a loss and a bone slave to boot. Your player of the game is Steve-O.
And then the last box score for May 8th, a 9-4 victory for the Flamingos over the State College Swifties. 14-11 on the hits column. 3 hits for UP on the side of State College on a 3 for 4 day, adding on an RBI and scoring twice. For Florida, Jimothy Jr. will go 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs in that cleanup spot. And McQueen will add on 4 RBIs in the number 6 position. Jashon will get the win. Hare will get their first hold of the season, and Blank Space takes the loss for State College, falling to 0-2. Jimothy Jr., your player of the game. We'll finish off May 8th after we save momentarily here. And we'll head into May 9th, which is a quick sim day. No minor league games, no major league games. I'm wondering why it's a quick sim day. Well, you could have streamed something today. I'm just kidding. May 10th will be our next stream game, and it is a minor league game. It's going to be Florida versus Anchorage for this one. So we have Katsuki Bakugo on the mound for the Florida Flamingos, while Mrs. Dirk takes the mound for the Anchorage Wheelers. And these teams seem to be fairly matched on head-to-head. 5 Wheelers versus 4 Flamingos with 1 tie in the number 8 position. Any players you're going to be keeping an eye on for this one, Chadwick?
Yeah, I'm seeing some people. When I was doing the Prospect League this past time, I see some familiar names. So I think Mark Southworth might be one of those players. Other player got drafted. It might have been a couple. Shane Ziegler's kind of new to the game there. So yeah, should be a good matchup here. And when you look at the pitching wise, a pretty interesting affair here. We got some high ERAs, but it's early, so let's see if somebody can get their ERA down with a good outing here.
It's going to be a tough road for both these pitchers, I think. You mentioned high ERAs, and I'm seeing high batting averages on both sides. I mean, D. Fernandez hitting 408, Amy 43 hitting 431. Mark Southworth, you mentioned, they're hitting 371 to start the season. So Kudo is at 369. That's all on the Flamingos side, too. I mean, like, if you look at the Wheelers side, they've got their fair share of over 300 hitters right now. I mean, Shane Ziegler that you mentioned and also Red Panda are both over 350. And then you got Ted Giannoulis and Walker Wallace, both over 300. as solid hitters as well.
And you got, I think, a total, it looks like, of 5 people with OPSs over 1,000.
Yeah. So this is going to be a tough road for these pitchers to try and bring those ERAs down with all these big hitters on both sides. But we'll see how well they can do, see if they can limit any of this damage that both of these lineups can bring to the table. Are we ready to head on into game, or let's see. Looks like the prediction just started, though.
Okay, yeah, so we good. So thank you for whoever tossed that up there.
Oh, wasn't you this time?
It wasn't me.
Okay.
So I don't know. Make yourself known who is helping us.
I can't.
But it's Florida versus Anchorage, a basic who wins. And we have a mystery moderator out there helping us.
Thank you to the moderators.
And it's even money so far. And they don't want to take credit for their work. So, it's the holiday season. It's a Christmas miracle.
Well, whoever it is, we thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get us started off here with the first 4.5 innings, and then Chadwick will take you the rest of the way for this one. Starting things off with Mrs. Dirk on the mound for the Wheelers. And it's going to be Johnston, Fernandez, and Sakudo first up for the Florida Flamingos, and we are underway with the first pitch. Mrs. Dirk with a 5.25 ERA on 2 starts so far this season. Fly ball right side in foul territory will be tracked down by the right fielder Red Panda, and Johnston will be the first out of the ballgame. Deep drive by D. Fernandez, and that 408 average is going to go up. Big home run for the Flamingos' second baseman, D. Fernandez. Their 5th of the season. Very impressive start so far. And they've got that hot icon right next to their name, deservedly so. Sakudo is going to get on board as well with a single, but a double play by grounded to by Jimothy Jr. Will clear the base paths. Florida takes an early lead 1-0 with the solo shot by D. Fernandez. Bottom of the first, we'll see if the Wheelers can answer back. Ziegler is going to start things off well for them with the base hit. Otage, though, is going to ground into a double play. Enoch, what is your player doing? They're sabotaging their team. But a deep drive by McNeely. Scott McNeely is going to go yard 445 feet on the how far did it fly. And Anchorage will tie it up 1-1. Giannoulis, the first baseman now. Very, I don't even know how to describe that. I had a lot of airtime on that one, as that shallow pop-up into center field caught by La Rosa, the left fielder. Nash DeVille starting things off with a strikeout for the Flamingos, and now Lightning McQueen will ground out to the third baseman. Southworth, the left fielder now. 2 outs, base paths empty, and a quick ground out will end the inning. Back to the Wheelers now with Panda, La Rosa, and Bear for the Wheelers. They got 2 Bears in their lineup with Panda and Bear. Panda will fly out. La Rosa will ground out to third, and now it's going to be Smokey Bear, the shortstop. Ball 4, walk drawn by Smokey Bear. First walk issued by Bakugo. Pickoff attempt, no success. Wallace will ground out to second, though, and that's going to end the inning. Teams are mirrored so far with 1 run each in the first and no runs each in the second. Top of the third, and Riston is going to fly out to deep center field. Walker Wallace put that one away for out number 1. Amy 43 is going to be the second out of the inning, and Johnston will walk, so that's going to bring up D. Fernandez, who had the solo shot earlier in the ball game, but it's just going to ground out to end the inning. This at bat. We head to the bottom half of the third, still tied at 1. And it will be Winton grounding out for the first out of the inning. Shane Ziegler will ground out as well. Back-to-back ground outs. Bakugo doing a good job of keeping the ball on the ground, except for that one that Sabotage just lofted over the head of the second baseman for a base hit. A high fly ball into shallow right center field. Fernandez is going to back up into the outfield to make the catch. Still tied at 1 through 3 innings here. And we head to the top of the 4th with Sakudo striking out against Mrs. Dirk. Jimothy Jr., the catcher now, will strike out as well. Back-to-back Ks for Dirk. Now Nash DeVille will interrupt those strikeouts with a base hit into center field. Going to fall right in front of Walker Wallace, and DeVille will have a single. But McQueen flies out to end the inning, so no damage done to the Wheelers. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Giannoulis is going to beat that one out. That's going to be an infield hit. Riston might have been able to just tag the base there, but instead waited for the pitcher to make it their way over. Possible mistake there, as Panda will get on board to walk, and LaRosa will single to right. So now we have the bases loaded with no one out for Bear, and a walk issued by Bakugo to Smokey Bear is going to walk home a run. 2-1 now as the Wheelers take the lead, and they're still not done. A base hit by Walker Wallace is going to bring home another. 3-1 Wheelers, still no outs in the inning. You gotta wonder if Bakugo might be starting to get tired here. Fielder's choice, grounded to by Winton, scores another one. But a double play will finally end the inning. But 3 runs scored by the Wheelers. We head to the top of the 5th as they lead 4-1. Southworth, Riston, and 43 will be due up here against Dirk. And a quick ground out followed by a walk will make it a runner on first with 1 away for 43. And a quick 6-4-3 turned double play will end the top of the 5th, and Chadwick will take it the rest of the way from the bottom half of the 5th inning. 4-1 Anchorage.
Sabotage will lead off the inning with a walk against Bakugo. They'll bring up McNeely, who's going to take the sure out at second on a quick turn. And then Jonalis going to get banged in a base hit. Runners at first and second for Red Panda, the right fielder. And wow, what a catch in right field. Robbing a hit and most certainly runs. We have a new pitcher, Ira Moore. It's going to face Joey LaRussa. And in the inning, so the lead still is 4-1 in favor of Anchorage. The top of the order for the Flamingos facing Drew Buckley. Buckley is going to get a strikeout. D. Fernandez will now fly out to right field. And so Kudo, who's on fire, is going to ground out 4-3. So that'll bring up Smokey Bear, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Wheelers against Ira Moore, who's still in the game. Is going to ground out 5-3. Walker Wallace is going to get one into the gap. Should be a stand-up double. He slid for show, but he got in there, double. Now the third baseman, Winton, with 1 on, 1 out, will draw a walk. And now there's going to be 2 on with 1 out for the leadoff hitter, Ziegler. Going to drop in a base hit. They'll hold the runner. Now Sabotage will have a chance to drive in some runs, and no! A great double play. Shortstop goes to catcher. Back to first, completes the double play. Wow. Timothy Jr. is going to get a base hit to lead it off, and Nash DeVille is going to ground into the fielder's choice. Lightning McQueen is going to strike out. Now Mark Southworth will have a chance with 1 on, 2 outs. He'll draw a walk. And now the first baseman, Riston. Leon Riston is going to ground out. Oh no! They couldn't get it. The shortstop fired the ball and the second baseman dropped it. The bases are loaded, but it won't matter. They'll get out of it. 43 grounds out, but that could have been a big play there. So it's a scoreless inning. Anchorage will have McNeely drawing a leadoff walk. And now Jonalis, the first baseman, going to ground out. The fielder's choice. Get the leadoff runner. Red Panda strikes out on a full count. And La Rosa is going to ground out 4-3. And that will end the 7th inning. So things are picking up here. And the lead is still 4-1 in favor of Anchorage. Florida's just got 2 innings to turn this around. Oh, there's a nice one. Johnston with a leadoff hit. A leadoff double down the line that got into the corner Fernandez, the second baseman, will fly out the left. So Kudo gonna ground out to third. Timothy Jr., the last hope to get a run in. That's earned this back, and no, he's gonna ground out, so they waste a leadoff double. Does Florida. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, where Anchorage will be looking for more insurance. Smokey Bear gonna fly out the right. Wallace, the center fielder, is gonna bang in a base hit against a new pitcher. Flaps is in for Florida. And we got a double play. Winton grounds into the double play. And it's 4-1. So last at-bats here for Florida. Nash DeVille is going to lead it off against Abernathy Jr. He's going to get the first out of the inning. Lightning McQueen is now going to get a drop in a base hit. Mark Southworth, 1 on, 1 out. It is going to get a base hit himself. Runner will stay. First and second for Riston. The 8-hitter is going to strike out. And Amy 43 is the last hope for Florida, and he's going to ground out to the pitcher. The Wheelers win. In the battle of the extreme opposites, you got Florida versus Alaska. So looking at the box score, Florida's got hits from everybody from the 1 to 7 position. So balanced attack today, but not enough runs for them. Only RBI was driven in by Fernandez. Looking at Anchorage, 2 hits for Ziegler, Jonalis, and a 3-hit day for Wallace, who went 3 for 4. Your winning pitcher today is Dirk. Bakugo takes the loss, and Abernathy gets a save with Buckley getting a hold, a very important hold there. So, player of the game is your starting pitcher for Anchorage, Mrs. Dirk.
As we head around the rest of the minor league, we'll check out these box scores. Armadillos will get a 7-3 victory over the Kingpins here, improving to 10-6 on the season. 3 RBIs for Toksum and 2 RBIs each for Slamdolph and Wolfington Jr. on the side of the Dillos. For Chicago, 2 for 3 day for Simmons III with 2 RBIs and a run scored, the only one to knock in any runs on the Kingpins lineup. Crony will take the loss in the blown save. Bread will get the win for Amarillo. And Kim Ji-woo will be your player of the game on the start for the Dillos, giving up 3 earned runs over 6.2 innings pitched and striking out 6.
Next up, Louisville gets a 4-1 win over Kansas City. Looks like the big star for the Lemurs was McDaniel, going 3 for 4. For Kansas City, good performances from their 2 and 3 hitters, both going 2 for 4, but not enough to get the win. Louisville, Berger goes 5 innings, giving up no runs, picking up the second win of the year. Your loss goes to Garoppolo, and your save goes to Murphy. Your player of the game in a losing effort is Jimmy Garoppolo. What do you know?
Next up, we have the Firehawks getting a 6-2 victory over the Puerto Rico Ranas here, 11-5 on the hits column. Stern goes 2 for 4, scoring twice and knocking in 1 run for Puerto Rico. That's about all for the Ranas, not a whole lot else. 2 RBIs for Daniels, the DH on the side of California, on a 2 for 4 day. And New Fan will go 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Biglet takes the win. Goodman takes the loss on the blown save for Puerto Rico. And Pee Wee Matthews, the starting pitcher for the Ranas, will be your player of the game. 2 earned runs on 2 hits over 5.2 innings pitched. No decision on the start, but a player of the game nonetheless.
And it looks like our last minor league game to cover here is State College hands Bruce City a 4-3 defeat. Looks like we had 3 runs in the 8th inning, but Bruce City got 2. Or sorry, State College. Oh no, Bruce City to get 2, but it wasn't enough to get the win there. Falling a run short for the State College. We've got 2-hit games from many players. Joy, Andrews Jr., Barrow, Wellerman, and Nokrum. For Bruce City, we have a 2 RBI day from Gainey, the DH. Looking at the pitching, Your winning pitcher is Tovernow. Your losing pitcher for Brew City is Mitchell. Blank space gets a hold. Tito gets a hold, so you get 2 holds. And then Mantix with a save. And your player of the game is Izzy Tovernow.
I'll do it for the minors for May 10th. We'll go ahead and check out the major box scores as well. Boise Raptors get a 7-2 victory over the Outer Banks Aviators. 10-8 on the hits column. 3 for 4 day for Barry Allen, the first baseman for the Raptors, with 4 RBIs. Great day for the Boise first baseman. 2 RBIs for Stubby McGuire as well. On the side of OBX, we have a 3 for 3 day from Cole Kim, and the sole RBI coming from Dunkin' Donuts. Gianna Morgan takes the loss. Franklin Judge Cruiser will get the win with 6 shutout innings, and Barry Allen will be your player of the game. Oh, wow.
Next up, we have the Surge edge past the Vandals 8-7 in what looks to be a 14-inning affair. So a lot of free baseball in Vancouver. For Buffalo, 4 for 6 day for OOTP Wizard, scoring 4 runs. And then Calavera, the second baseman, also going 3 for 6 in a strong day. But for Vancouver, Hayes going 3 for 4. Catcher Scooter going 3 for 7. And then Grove going 5 of 7. So a lot of at-bats in this 14-inning game. Looks like your winning pitcher, obviously deep in the bullpen, is Schramm. And taking the loss is Wins. But no surprise, looking at that box score, your player of the game is OOTP Wizard. And it looks like we have a note here. It says, Chance Grove ties Vancouver regular season extra inning game record for hits with 5. Okay. And OOTP Wizard sets the Buffalo regular season extra inning game record for runs with 4. Well, there we go. Those are both a mouthful.
Next up, we have the Voyagers taking down the Sloth 6-5 here, 11 hits to 9. 3 for 4 day for Big Vito and 3 RBIs for Don Marcus in the losing effort for the Sloths lineup. For the Voyagers, 2 RBIs from E. Cove of the Errol variety, and then 3 RBIs on a 2 for 3 day from Bellick Cove. Gausman will take the win. The loss goes to Taronga Lila, and the save will go to Romeo Rosas for the Voyagers. Bellick Cove, your player of the game.
All right, next up, the Crabs collect a 5-3 win over the Pathfinders. Looks like the top of the order got it done for the Crabs. Gonzalez going 1 for 2 with 3 runs. And then Ali Gator going 2 for 5 with 3 RBI, including a home run in the 10th inning. So I didn't even see this went to extras. Can we scroll up to the top there? Didn't see that. So yeah, 2 runs for the Crabs on the road to get an extra inning win. For Toronto, we have RBIs from Johnson Jr., Pasudsky, and Brinkley Jr. Pitching wise, your winner is Crab DePatson, and your loser is Maurer. Player of the game, Orjan Thesharstin, who was no decision starting pitcher.
I believe the Wheelers won. Yeah, 4-1 on the prediction there. Wheelers get the W. Rougarou with their 5th win, back-to-back W's for New Orleans here, both with high amounts of runs, 13-2 in this one against the Indianapolis Apex. 18 hits for New Orleans, 4 RBIs each for Windsor and Faker. Windsor going 4 for 5, scoring 3 times. For the Apex, 2 hits and an RBI from Reyes, the second baseman, and 2 hits from Curtis McKenzie. Rizali takes the loss, while Force will get the win for New Orleans in relief. And the player of the game is going to be Jeff Windsor.
Next up, Nashville beats Seattle 5-2. Nashville tacked on 2 runs in the top of the 9th as insurance. Silliams going 2 for 4, 2 RBI. Jones also knocking in a run, and then Sov, the shortstop, knocking in a run from the 9 hole. In a losing effort, Seattle's leading hitter was Jacob, the right fielder, going 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. Pitching-wise, AJay takes the win. Your loss goes to Otani and Crunk Jr. with the save. And your player of the game is Jake Williams.
And next up, we have the Toros gain the victory over the Demons here, 5-2, hitting them 9-6. Our Clear Not Cloudy goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored for the Toros. Jingleheimer Schmidt goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. On the side of Detroit, 2 hits for Larry B. Burnside and an RBI for Tony Gunk Jr. Quentin O'Quarters will take the loss for Detroit, while Wayne Wheeler gets their third win, improving to 3-0 on the season. 8.1 innings pitched, only allowing 1 earned run over that frame, and 9 strikeouts. Ryan Knock will get their second save of the season, and Wayne Wheeler will be your player of the game.
All right, Space Rangers go down to defeat 8-4 to Death Valley. For Death Valley, good production in the leadoff position. Slammer going 2 for 5 with 2 RBI, but also 2 RBI efforts from Kuma and Ostman. Looking at Lunar Base, 2 hit efforts from Alvarez and Holkavoto in the losing efforts. In the Dirt takes the loss. Keep a secret with the first win of the year. And no save situation in this one. See who the player of the game was. I'm guessing Slammer? Nope, Kuma. Kuma is your player of the game.
And so that'll do it for May 10th. May 11th is going to be a quick sim day for us, so we'll go ahead and save, advance the day, and save again, and then we'll keep plugging away with the box scores here. And we'll go ahead and start off with the Outer Banks Aviators getting the win over the Boise Raptors 8-4 here, out hitting them 13-7. A 2 for 3 day for both McMagic and Emeritus, and a 3 for 4 day for Nakamura with 3 RBIs on the side of Boise. 3 hits each on the side of Outer Banks for Khan, Fielder, and Garbanzo. Fielder and Garbanzo also adding on 2 RBIs. Great days at the plate for those two. Sheets will get the win for Outer Banks. 2 earned runs over 7 innings pitched only, and Cook will get the loss for Boise, their first of the season in relief. Okada Khan, your player of the game.
Crabs come up short in a 2-1 loss to Toronto. Looks like they scored a run in the top of the 8th, but it was not enough. Your RBIs for Toronto in the winning effort were from Pilsudski and from Ixon in the 9-hole there. One of those was a home run for Pilsudski. Losing effort for Providence, they had production from the top of the order, 5 hits from their 1 and 2 hitters, but not anything else going to really help them. So had guys on to make something happen. Looks like your winning pitcher was Starscream. Holds from Toronto by Cramblin and Maurer. Dr. Jr. with the save, and your losing pitcher for the Crabs was Torrent. Player of the game, starting pitcher Starscream, who went 6 innings, giving up no runs.
Next up, the Buffalo Surge will down the Vandals here 7-1. Vandals fall to 2-15 on the season. We have a 3 for 4 day for John Garfield with an RBI and a run scored for the Vandals, but not a whole lot else going on over there. The Surge get a 3 for 5 day with 3 RBIs and 3 runs from Mike Forbes Jr. And a 3-hit day from OOTP Wizard. On the pitching side, Mayo Hooper will get the win, improving to 2-1. Lothbrok takes the loss for Vancouver, both on the start. Mike Forbes Jr. will be your player of the game.
All right, Voyagers bridle the Sloss 1-0. I like that. Looks like they scored the run in the top of the 7th. And it came off the bat of B. Fry, the first baseman with the lone RBI in the game. San Antonio got production out of the 3 and 4 hitters, going 3 for 4 and 2 for 4. but it looks like nobody was on base in front of them to get anything done. Your winning pitcher in this game is Parco. Johnny Quest takes the loss for the Sloss. And Ness is the save, the Rolaids, relief guy. It's sad they don't call it the Rolaids, put out the fire award anymore. Oh, yeah, player of the game was Parco.
Next up, Toros over the Demons, 4-2. 7 hits apiece for these two teams. 3 RBIs for Greenwall. And an RBI for John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. For Detroit, Burnside gets a solo shot, and then Gunk gets 2 hits. Hugh Mann will take the loss, and Stroh will get the win. Knock will get the save. Matt Stroh will be your player of the game. Only 2 earned runs over 8.1 innings pitched on the start for Cancun.
Sea Serpents earn a 9-5 win versus Nashville. Looks like Nashville tried to make a furious comeback at the end, scoring 4 runs in the 8th and the 9th, but not enough to get the job done. Seattle looked to be paced by Bapperson, the left fielder with 2 RBI, and then Jacob with 3 RBI, Allard with 2 RBI as well. In Nashville's losing effort, 43 1/4 with 2 RBIs, going 3 for 5, and Jones going 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. Pitching-wise, Gerd gets first win of the season, going 8 2/3, so a long outing there. And your loss goes to Donahue, who gave up 9 runs in just 4 1/3 innings. Your player of the game is the starting pitcher for the Sea Serpents, Irma Gerd.
Next up, the Apex will get revenge for their loss yesterday against the Rougarou, getting the win here 7-3. We have a 3-hit day for Faker and a 2 for 5 day with 2 runs and 2 RBIs from Jeff Windsor on the side of New Orleans. For Indianapolis, Judah the Jew goes 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs and 3 runs. 2-run homer and a solo shot in the 2nd and 7th inning, respectively. And then a triple as well in the 1st inning. So they went triple home run, single home run. Very impressive day at the plate. Stun Gun will get the win. 1 earned run over 7.1 or over 7 innings pitched. Lycan will take the loss for New Orleans, and Judah the Jew will be your player of the game.
Space Rangers use late game magic to beat the Scorpions 7-5. Looks like they scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th to win the game. Let's see here. For Lunar Base, a lot of hits. Top of the order there, getting the job done. Everybody getting 2 for 4, 2 for 5, 3 for 5, 3 for 5, 2 for 5. A lot of production there. For Death Valley, Kuma, who was the player of the game last time, 3 for 4 with 3 RBI, so another strong game. Guerrero going 3 for 4 with an RBI. Get down to the pitching. Your winning pitcher will be Marston, now the bullpen, going 1 2/3. And then Petrovic taking the loss, giving up those 2 runs in that inning. Your player of the game, once again, is Kuma. So Kuma's having quite the night.
That'll do it for the Majors box scores on May 11th. We'll take a look at the minor league box scores as well. We'll go ahead and autoplay these. We'll start off with the Kingpins getting a 9-1 victory, dominant victory over the Dillos here. As you can see from that graph, they took the 6-run lead in the top of the 2nd inning and never let their foot off the gas. 2-hit day with an RBI for Woofington Jr. on the side of the Dillos, the sole RBI from the Dillos. Meanwhile, on the Chicago side, hits all around, everyone getting at least 1, with Simmons, Murphy, and Essence getting 2 each. 3 RBIs for Evanescence on the 2 for 5 day. Heiderscheid gets the win, 6 shutout innings on the start, while Salad will take the loss for the Dillos, allowing only 1 earned run, but 6 unearned runs over 4 innings pitched. Vincent Heiderscheid will be your player of the game. And that was a very costly error, I'm guessing, by Mills there, Abigail Mills. for the Dillos, leading to those 6 unearned runs in the second there. That would be my guess from that. Thank you, Shu, for subscribing at 42 months on the 42-month streak. Much appreciated.
Very good. So in a rematch of what we just saw in our string games, the Panda slots 2 homers as the Wheelers win again, topping the Flamingos 8-6. So yeah, Panda going 3 for 5 with 3 RBI, but the top of the order for Anchorage also getting RBIs in Ziegler, Otage, and McNeely. For Florida, a strong game from Timothy Jr. going 2 for 4 with 4 RBI, including a 2-run homer. But it was not enough. Your winning pitcher out of the bullpen, Abernathy Jr., moving to 2-0 on the season. Bauer takes the loss, and then Guzzer with the save. Player of the game, Red Panda.
And next up, we have the Firehawks taking down the Ronis 11-8. High-scoring game in this one, 30 hits total between these two teams. 3 for 5 day for Stern, the third baseman in the Puerto Rico lineup. 3 for 4 day with 3 RBIs for Wesley Quinn in that number 9 position. For California, 4 different batters had 3 hits. Those being Daniels, O'Slams, D the Rage, and Morgan. D the Rage and Daniels both having 3 RBIs as well to add on to it. Conklin will get the win, Lord the save, Rockefeller the hole, and Goodman will take the loss for Puerto Rico. The player of the game is Tyler D the Rage.
All right, the Lemurs will sneak past the Hepcats 3-2. Looks like they scored their winning run in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the order getting it done. Javier Franco going 3 for 4, 2 RBI. Hartman, looks like he went 0 for 4 with an RBI, so I wonder if that was a sac fly situation. For Kansas City, RBIs from Stevo and Mathers in the losing effort. Your winning pitcher is Julian. Your loser is Ziegler, who goes to 0-4 on the season. And then Murphy gets the save for the Lemurs. And your player of the game is the starting pitcher for Louisville, Rick Roll, who took a non-decision.
Then last up for the minor leagues, we have the State College Swifties getting a 4-2 victory over the Bruce City Bears. Bears actually out-hit them 7-6, but it's the runs that matter. Argent goes 2 for 3 with a run knocked in for Bruce City, and Xavier Payne will knock in the other run. State College, 3 RBI from Welderman, who goes 2 for 4, and Asaro will add on a 4th RBI. Chappie McChapperson gets the win for State College, improving to 2-1 with 8.2 innings pitched, only 1 earned run given up over those 8.2. Mantics will get their 4th save of the season, and Fordham will take the loss in relief for Bruce City. Chappie McChapperson, is the player of the game. That will do it for May 11th, so we'll go ahead and advance the day to May 12th, where we will see our next streamed game of the day. And that is going to be Outer Banks versus Boise. OBX, the Aviators, 7-10 on the season so far versus Boise Raptors, 8-9 so far on the season. It's going to be Geronimo Ovechkin, who's starting off pretty well so far on the season, 2-0 with a 3.20 ERA. Hasn't faced OBX yet, though. Adam Hangman, on the other side, also hasn't faced their opponent, Boise. And they are 1-1 on the win-loss record so far this season with a 5.24 ERA. Those will be your starting pitchers. Chadwick, out of these two teams, any players standing out to you as ones to potentially watch in today's game between these two teams?
Nothing jumps out at me except for the fact that Boise's got a pretty balanced lineup in terms of home runs. Mm-hmm. There, with everybody's contributing, and those are, deep lineups are always hard. But then now I see some similar situation for OBX. So home runs could be something to watch here.
Yeah, it looks like we got most of the players on both sides have at least one home run. There's a couple that don't. But despite not having home run, Nick Fielder, the DH, in that number 3 position for the Aviators, still managing a 300 average to start off the season. All of that, all those hits, none of them being home runs so far yet for Nick Fielder. And a very similar situation for Jorge Garbanzo in the number 8 slot, the second baseman with 302 average and 0 RBIs, or sorry, 0 home runs as well. They got 10 RBIs. But Daiji Nakamura is also someone that I was kind of looking at over on the Boise side. 14 RBIs and 3 home runs in the number 7 position. They do seem to be slugging quite a bit so far. Their average isn't too exceptional at a 262. But if they keep this slugging up, they may be due for a little bit of a bump in that lineup, moving up just a bit. So maybe someone to keep an eye on throughout the season and throughout the next couple of the seasons as well, to see if they continue the pace that they have through just 2 streams worth of games. But I think we're about ready to get on into game. We have our prediction, which is something I can't see it because my phone is weird with the app. I don't know.
Looks like it's last team to score.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Last team to score between Boise and OBX. You would think that Boise might be the pick for that, having the last chance at it. But you never know. It could be a little bit of a surprise with OBX. Chadwick, you ready to start us off with the first 4.5 innings of this game?
I am.
All right, take it away.
All right, Ovechkin will be facing Dunkin' Donuts, the center fielder, who will be the leadoff hitter for the Aviators. And he's going to greet him with a base hit down the line, and that'll turn into a double. So leadoff double for Dunkin' Donuts. Cole Kim, the catcher, going to get the runner moved over. So runners at first and third, no outs, and now here comes Fielder. Fielder is going to ground out deep in the hole to second base, but they'll get a run home. It's 1-0 OBX. Kahn is going to knock in a base hit. That's going to get runners at the corners with 1 out. Brooks is going to have a wild pitch situation. Run scores from third. Runner from first advances to second. Brooks is still in there. It's going to ground out to the shortstop. It's 2 down, and now Aaron Henry, the right fielder. The runner on is going to ground out to first base, but OBX jumps early, 2 runs in the top of the first. McMagic will now face Adam Hangman, the starter. And he's going to, wow, an error. Shortstop fired the ball, and the first baseman dropped the ball. And that's going to hurt him, as now there's runners at first and third with no outs because of the error. Emeritus is going to strike out. Cove steps up. He's going to strike out. And all right, can they get out of this? Allen's got a chance to make them pay for the error, and he will. Driving the run. The runner will go first to third. They're cornered with 2 outs for McGuire, the DH. And we got a stolen base from Allen. McGuire now gets a base hit. That stolen base comes in big because he knocks in 2 runs. He takes second on the throw to home. And it's an action-packed first inning. It's 3-2. Now 4-2 with McNamara. Nakamura knocking in a run. 4-2, Boise. Gonzalez is going to get a base hit. And Boise's looking at batting around in the first inning. And they'll do it. They'll score another run. They batted around. McMagic will step up for the second at-bat in the game. He's going to strike out, but 5 runs as Boise gets around OBX. Carew will step up to the plate. Ground out 5-3. Garbanzo, the second baseman, is going to swack in a base hit. And Rochka is going to ground out on a fielder's choice, and now bring up the top of the order for Dunkin' Donuts. He's going to get a base hit. Runners at first and second for Kim. Kim is going to hit a high fly ball, but it's not the trajectory you want. And the side is retired. The score remains 5-2 in favor of Boise. Vacuum. Going to take a leadoff walk. Emeritus is going to get a base hit. Runners at first and second. No outs for Cove. Cove is going to ground out into the 6-4-3 double play. Runner advances to third. Allen will pop up on the infield. So a scoreless bottom of the second for Boise, but they still lead 5-2. Ovechkin is going to get the ground ball from fielder. Kahn, the third baseman, steps in, hits a fly ball. Left fielder's got it. Brooks, the shortstop, with 2 outs, going to get a 2-out base hit. Bring up the right fielder, Aaron Henry. It's going to bang a base hit up the middle. Runners at first and second for the first baseman, who hits a ball that eats up the second baseman. Now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Garbanzo, and he is going to ground out. So a very interesting game so far. A lot of action, a lot of base running. But Boise will now step up with McGuire, the DH. He's going to pop up to the catcher. Nakamura, the center fielder, is going to strike out. Now we'll bring up Steve Gonzalez Jr., who is also going to strike out. So things have settled down here for OBX after giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the first. Rochka got a ground out to the shortstop. Dunkin' Donuts will fly out to left field. And the catcher, Cole Kim, going to ground out to the first baseman. So the Raptors will have their 9-hitter facing Hangman. McTavish, the second baseman, is going to strike out. And that'll bring McMagic for their 3rd at-bat of the game already. Going to ground out 4-3. Corner vacuum. Going to ground out 4-3, and that's going to retire the side. Still 5-2. As we go to the top of the 5th, where fielder, the DH, is going to hit a squibbler where the catcher jumps out, throws him out at first. Kahn, the third baseman, gets a base hit just in front of the right fielder. So now Brooks has a chance with the runner on. Going to line out to the shortstop, and Henry is going to get a base hit. Going to move the runner first to third for Hatsukairu. Going to hit a fly ball deep, but not deep enough in the gap. And the score is 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And here's AJ.
After the first inning, it's been kind of quiet in terms of runs on the scoreboard. We'll see if things will heat back up here in the later innings. But with a quick 1-2 punch of a strikeout and a flyout from Emeritus and Cove, it's going to be Allen flying out into right center to end the bottom half of the 5th inning. 5 innings in, and it's still 5-2 Raptors. We got Garbanzo, Rochka, and Donuts due up for the Aviators. And a leadoff walk from the Outer Banks second baseman. And a base hit by Rochka. A double will make it second and third. 2 runners in scoring position with no one out. Dunkin' Donuts now steps into the batter's box. It's going to be a strikeout on the 1-2 pitch. Cole Kim, high fly ball into left field. It will be caught. Will it be deep enough to score the runner? It will. Safe at home is Garbanzo, making it 5-3. Now Nick Fielder's going to ground out to second. That's going to end the inning. But the Aviators add a run back and take a chunk out of this Boise lead. It's now only a 2-run lead. A deep drive to left field, though, and that run is right back in the favor of the Raptors. A big home run by Stubby McGuire, their second of the season. And the Raptors take that 3-run lead right back, answering the Aviators' run in the top half of the inning. Nakamura strikes out. Now Gonzalez Jr. will do the same. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. No one on for Brinker McTavish. McTavish, the second baseman. Grounding out to third baseman Okada Khan. Boise adds a run back. It's now 6-3, and we hit at the top of the 7th. A 3-run lead for Boise has been the story through most of today's game. As Okada Khan doubles and Brooks flies out to right. Runner in scoring position with one away for Henry, who is going to sky that into center field. Easy grab for Nakamura. Now it's Kaoru, who's going to strike out to end the inning. Still 6-3 Boise as we head into the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's this time for the stretch here in Boise. And McMagic with a deep drive into right field is going to put the Raptors up by 4 now. Big home run by McMagic. They were 0 for 3 on the day. Now they're 1 for 4 with a solo shot. Corner vacuum will fly out to left, and that will be out number 1. So now Emeritus the first will strike out for out number 2. Cove, the right fielder. Why not Cove? High fly ball in center field. Shallow. Dunkin' Donuts will take care of it. But Boise expands their lead, adding on another run here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's now 7-3. Lizzie enters the game as a relief pitcher and immediately gets Garbanzo and Rochka to ground out. Dunkin' Donuts will draw a walk on the full count pitch. That ball's going to get away from the catcher as Donuts will take second. Cole Kim line drive into center field. It's over the head of the center fielder. It's going to be a double. The Aviators will add another run back. It's now 7-4. Back to a 3-run lead from Boise, which has, again, been the tale for most of today's game. And Nick Fielder ends the inning. Bottom half of the 8th, Barry Allen walks, and that will be all the pitchers saw. Peach Toadstool enters the game and immediately surrenders a 2-run homer to Stubby McGuire, their second home run of the day today. 5 RBIs on the day for Stubby McGuire. And it's now 9-4 Boise. Nakamura grounds out, and now Gonzalez Jr. will line that right to the first baseman. McTavish now fouls out. And that will end the inning, but Boise grabs 2 more to make it a 9-4 lead. Last chance for the Aviators. They need 5 runs just to tie it up. 6 to take the lead. They're starting off well with a walk from Kahn, but they're going to need quite a few more of that. And here comes Josh Berger. And that's going to be a base hit. That one actually fell in front of Gonzalez and left. Henry, though, will strike out. It's first and second for Kaoru with 1 away. Walk issued on 4 pitches from Berger, and now Garbanzo enters the batter's box. Strike 3. 2 outs, bases loaded. And here's Rochka. Grounder to short, over to second in time for the fielder's choice. And the Raptors finish things off. 9-4 is the victory. Quite a bit closer than the score might indicate, but a victory nonetheless for the Raptors, who always seem to have a 3-run lead all the way up until the bottom of the 8th, where they expanded that to 5 runs. Overall in the day, a great day for Stubby McGuire, who had 5 RBIs as mentioned. And Cole Kim will add 2 RBIs on the side of the Aviators. Ovechkin will get the win for Boise, giving up 3 earned runs on 5 innings pitched. Shotani gets a hold, and Hangman takes the loss for Outer Banks. 5 unearned runs and 1 earned run over 5 innings pitched. Stubby McGuire will be your player of the game.
Next up here, looks like the Crabs collect a 4-3 win versus Toronto, with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th for Toronto. Not enough to get the job done. Providence with a balanced lineup. Hits by everybody in the order except for Cove. Only person who didn't get a hit. For Toronto, Johnson Jr. went 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. Looking at the pitching, Daly takes the win, 3-0. DeSoto gets the save, and your losing pitcher, is Psyduck, who is our cover athlete for this season, or one of them.
Next up, the Sloths will take down the Voyagers here 11-6. 15 hits to 14. Quite a few of those. 6 RBI for Zane Cole on the side of San Antonio. And a 2-hit, 2 RBI day for 10-minute version. On the side of New York, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs for Franklin DeMars. Crawford will take the loss. Salberg will get the win. Zane Cole will be your player of the game with those massive 6 RBIs in the ball game.
Next up, the Surge lick the Vandals 12-1, getting 7 runs in the first 2 innings and never looking back. For Buffalo, 2 for 4 for Mustard, 4 RBI, and 4 RBI for Savage as well, going 3 for 5 home runs for Mustard and Savage in this game. For Vancouver, only RBI was driven by the leadoff hitter, Swerve Jr. Looking at the pitching, probably not great for Vancouver. Starter taking the loss as Riggs went 1 2/3, giving up 7 runs. But your winning pitcher for Buffalo, Clifton, going 7 innings, giving up just 1 run. And your player of the game is Hulk Savage.
Next up, Detroit with a 5-2 victory over the Toros. Toros actually out-hit them 8-7. 2 hits each for Jackson, Wall, and Burns, with Wall and Burns adding on an RBI for the Toros. For Detroit, 2 for 4 day for Stellan Apollo with 4 RBIs, 3 hits for Casey Vita. And that is 5 strikeouts for Larry B. Burns' side. Not exactly the day at the plate that you would be hoping for. Vader Page gets the win for Detroit, improving to 3-1, 6.1 innings pitched, only 1 earned run given up. Delling the hold, Rogalski the save. Samson takes the loss for Cancun on the start. Stellan Apollo will be your player of the game, and Larry B. Burnside ties the Champions regular season game record for strikeouts with 5. Not really a record that you want to be having, but
Platinum sombrero.
Yeah.
The Sea Serpents will beat the Stars 3-0. Looks like single run innings for them late in the game. Got the job done. Looks like your leading hitter, well, it wasn't really one. We got RBIs from Hayes, Jacob, and Allard for Seattle. Nashville scattered around 6 hits, with Sove going 2 for 3 from the 9-hole. Your winning pitcher, Jethro Tull, improving to 4-0 on the year. Your loss goes to Claudaddy, takes the first loss of the year, and James gets your save. Your player of the game is the starting pitcher, Jethro Tull.
Not only a player of the game and a win, but also a milestone hit for Jethro Tull. That's number 75, win number 75 on the career for Jethro Tull. So big congratulations. Next up, the Apex will get the victory 6-3 in the rubber game against the Rougarou here, 6-3. 2 RBIs for Beecham Reyes, 2 hits each for Tulowitzki and Bang, all on the side of New Orleans. For Indianapolis, 2 hit days with 3 RBIs for Nate Nitro, and a 2 hit day with 2 RBIs for Judah the Jew. Rove will get the win for Indianapolis. Ashleman will take the loss for New Orleans, and Alexander Ilescu will be your player of the game, going 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI in the number 8 spot of the Indianapolis batting order.
Lost spoils a fine performance from Morgan in a barn burner game. Death Valley winning 13-10. Looks like 32 total hits for Death Valley. RBIs galore. Salmon Arms going 2 for 4 with 4 RBI. You got Kuma again having a strong stream tonight. 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. Outsman 2 for 5 for 2 RBI. Outsman had a triple. Salmon Arms had a home run. Outsman had a home run. Very impressive. Lunar Base obviously scored 10 runs, so 4 for 5 for Morgan with 2 RBI. Rake in the Lake going 3 for 4, 2 RBI. Jeff Newman going 2 for 4, 2 RBI. Looking at the pitching, probably not pretty for either side. Both pitchers took non-decisions, of course. Polis takes the loss for Lunar Base, and the winner goes to Jones for Death Valley, who seems to be the only pitcher besides Lightyear who did not give up a run in the game. Your player of the game, Arthur Morgan.
That'll do it for the majors on May 12th. We'll go ahead and stop by the minor leagues to see their box scores as well. Hepcats 8-7 over the Lemurs. What a comeback. This was 7-3 going into the bottom half of the 7th inning in favor of the Lemurs. 4-run lead squandered by Louisville. Probably Louisville bullpen, I'm guessing. And an 8-7 victory for the Hepcats in a great come-from-behind victory for them. Mathers with a 2-run homer for Kansas City on a 3 for 4 day with 3 runs scored. Lawrence goes 3 for 4 with the RBI as well. On the side of Louisville, a 4 for 4 day for Denstro, the shortstop, with 3 RBIs. King Julian gets the loss on the blown save for Louisville. In relief, Catch will get the win for Kansas City, and Neller Denstro will be your player of the game.
The Ranas will have a 7-1 win over the Firehawks, out-hitting them 12-4. In the whiffing effort, Dayon looks to be the star. 3 for 4 with 4 RBI, including no home runs, it looks like. So very impressive to get that many runs scored there. For the Firehawks, the only RBI was driven in by the left fielder Morgan. Pitching-wise, Cranepool gets their first win of the year, going 6 innings, giving up just 1 earned run. And then Brad Pitt falls to 0-2, giving up 6 runs to 5 earned runs. And I think it's not Brad, it's Bill Pitt. Sorry. It is Bill, yep. Yep, player of the game, Quentin Dayon.
Next up, Brew City Bears, a 15-3 victory, 8-run first inning. Bears definitely wanted to get this win and get it done early with 8 runs in the bottom of the first. 3 RBIs for Rhino Leg on a 2 for 5 day. Roids and stuff. McRoids and stuff. Goes 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs and 3 runs scored. And McFish will add on 3 RBIs as well, all for Bruce City. For State College, 2 RBIs for Wellerman and 1 for Barrow. Bones will take the loss on the start for State College. Ford will get the win for Bruce City. And Chungus McRoids and stuff will be your player of the game. What a name on that one.
It is, yeah. Finally, a somewhat low-scoring game here. Kingspin dropped the Armadillos 4-2 in extra innings. So the Kingpins get 2 runs in the top of the 10th. It's like Honkball might have been the hero here, going 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. Yes, there's a home run in the 6th. That got the job done there. For Amarillo, RBIs from Whirlwind and Gordon. On the pitching side, Farnsworth takes the win. The loss goes to Abel. Phantom gets the save. And your player of the game was, this is a nice name, Luna Jose Rodriguez Ortiz.
Nice.
This is the starting pitcher for Chicago.
Anchorage Wheelers will get the win 2-0 over the Florida Flamingos here, 8-5. 3 for 3 day for Sabotage with 2 RBIs, 2 hits for Gianoulis. On the side of Florida, 2 for 4 day for Lightning McQueen. Green will take the loss for Florida on the start. Fisher the win for Anchorage, improving to 3-1. Grimes gets the save for the Wheelers in relief, and Sebastian Otage, player of the game. Enoch not sabotaging hard enough, clearly, to get the player of the game and the win there. We'll go ahead and finish off May 12th and head on into May 13th, which should be a quick sim and a travel day for both the majors and the minors. We'll go ahead into the 14th then, and we'll save before heading into our 4th streamed game of the sim today. That being California versus Louisville. As you mentioned prior to the stream, we have a World Series rematch here between these two teams. And Louisville seems to have the head-to-head advantage, and also the record advantage, 10-8 versus 6-12 for the Firehawks. Lemur's definitely off to a hotter start this season than California so far, but things can change as time goes on. Next, we'll be getting the start for the Lemurs, while Veyrum will get the win, or sorry, not the win, but the start. Not necessarily the win. Maybe they'll get the win, but they'll definitely get the start for the California Firehawks. Any players that you're keeping an eye on here, Chadwick? For what are you expecting from this game? Do you think?
Well, yeah, it looks like the Lemurs are going to have the better end of this one, just based off the numbers and the matchup here. I know the Firehawks lost some people to the majors, so they're kind of filling some holes early in this season. So we'll see if they can turn it around now.
All right. Well, I think we are about to. I don't drink coffee, sports guy, but thank you. I think we're about ready to get on into game then.
We got a prediction up. The prediction is
is
over under hits 17.5.
Okay. Is this still running? It looks like
it is. Yeah.
Okay. But they made it like 20 minutes. Okay, so they'll stop the prediction when we actually get into game. All right. Exactly. So. All right, well, I'll go ahead and get us started then. I'll take you through the first 4.5, and then Chadwick will take you through the last 4.5. It's going to be Next versus Ryan Veyrum on the mound for their respective teams. Next, we'll be starting things off in the top of the first versus Rocha, Daniels, and Archer for the California Firehawks starting lineup. Let's head on into game, and the first at bat of the game is going to go to a 2-2 count on Hector Rocha. Next 2-1 on the season. They'll get a ground ball to the shortstop. Denstro unable to make the play, though. It's going to go as an error against Denstro. And now a base hit into the corner for Daniels. Firehawks off to a quick start here. Second and third, already 2 runners in scoring position, no one out. And a walk by Archer. Bases loaded, still no one out. Slams, pop fly right side, easy grab by McCannon. Hemi Zen, the shortstop. Fly ball in center field. It's caught. Will it be deep enough? It won't be. And New Fan is going to ground into a fielder's choice. Firehawks load the bases with no one out, but they don't score anyone. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. It's going to be Allen, Beatty Jr., and Bullworm first up. Allen with a base hit quickly. We'll start things off for the Lemurs. Pickoff attempt, and it's going to go as an error. And Allen will advance to second. Beatty Jr. will bring him to third and bring him home on the run-scoring single. Lemurs out in front quickly here. After a single, an error, and then a single. Bullworm walks to bring up Denstro. Grounder to second. Knocked down, but no throw. Infield hit for Neller Denstro. And now McCannon. Bases loaded, no one out. And that's a 4-6-3 double play, but it will score a run. Lemurs now up 2-0, and now it's Shrimp McDaniel with a RBI single knocking in Alaskan Bullworm. 3-0 Lemurs. Franco is going to get that one past a diving shortstop. Another base hit for the Lemurs so far. 5 hits in 7 batters. Hartman grounds into a fielder's choice, and that will end the inning. But Lemurs off to a quick start, 3-0 after the first inning. D. The Rage will fly out to right center field. McDaniel puts the glove on it. Donovan Morgan is going to ground that just out in front of the catcher. Bullworm takes care of that one. Matt Phillips, ground ball to second. It's bobbled, though. It's going to be an error on Archduke McCannon. E4. Runner reaches, though. Rocha will fly out to center field, though, and that will end the inning, so no damage done on the error. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. We'll see if the Lemurs can add to their 3-0 lead. Catch with a quick ground out. And now Josh Allen will face Ryan Veyrum. Veyrum? I think I said Veyrum to start. Veyrum. I'm going to stick with that. Steal attempt. Safe. Fourth stolen base for Josh Allen. And Beatty Jr. will strike out. So now it's going to be Alaskan Bullworm. And that's going to be a passed ball, advancing Josh Allen to third. But Bullworm strikes out. So that will retire the side. No runs scored for the Lemurs. They did get a runner all the way to third base, but can't bring them the last 90 feet. Top of the third, Daniels will be the first out of the inning. Daniel Archer will ground out to be out number 2. And now Sino slams. It's going to be retired on the ground out as well. 3 quick outs. 1, 2, 3 go the Firehawks. Lemurs still lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Neller Denstro, hot-hitting shortstop. First up for the Lemurs, and a deep drive to left field. Hot bat is still hot. A solo shot by Neller Denstro will make it 4-0 for the Louisville Lemurs. 6th home run on the season, 18th RBI for Neller Denstro. Archduke McCannon will ground out, and now Shrimp McDaniel will do the same. Javier Franco now steps into the box to face Veyrum. And a single by Javier Franco will bring up Zach Hartman. Strike 3 on the swing. And that will be the third out of the inning. Lemurs add a run to their lead on the solo shot by Denstro to make it 4-0. Top of the fourth, Hemi Zen will ground out. Jeff Lumo Newfan, the catcher, pop fly right field. Caught by Javier Franco. Now Tyler D. the Rage, the center fielder. Fly ball into left field, caught. Quick 1, 2, 3 inning for the Firehawks. We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's going to be the it's going to be the 9th hitter, Cassius Catch, the DH. The line drive right to Morgan. And it's going to be Allen and Beatty Jr. Allen will fly out to right center field for out number 2. Beatty Jr. now. Grounds out right to the first baseman. Slams is going to take that one unassisted. 3 up, 3 down for the Lemurs. They still lead 4-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. California up now. Donovan Morgan will get the second base hit of the day for the Firehawks. All the way here in the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be a double for Morgan. Matt Phillips will strike out, and that will bring up Rocha. Fly ball, right field. Easily grabbed by Javier Franco. 2 away, runner in scoring position for Trey Daniels. But a fly out into left will end the inning. A leadoff double by Morgan will do nothing for the Firehawks, and we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Chadwick will take you the rest of the way.
Bullworm is going to lead it off against Biglet. A ground out to the first baseman, Denstro, who's on fire. Going to fly out to left field for 2 down. And now McCannon, the second baseman, is going to ground out 4-3, and that will retire the side for the Lemurs. Go to the top of the 6th with the Firehawks trailing 4-0. Daniel Archer, the right fielder, is going to strike out. Sino Slams, the first baseman, will try his luck against Martin Kratz. He's going to ground out to the pitcher on a nice move there. And Hemi Zen, the shortstop, going to fly out the very shallow left. So 1, 2, 3 go down the Firehawks. Go to the bottom of the 6th where McDaniel is going to lead it off. It's going to get one into the gap off the wall. That'll be a double. Bring up Javier Franco, the right fielder. He's going to draw a walk. So it's runners at first and second. No outs for Hartman. Got a runner going. He's going to steal third. Runners at first and third. Hartman is going to get the double play, but get the run home. 5-0 Lemurs. The run scores. Cassius Catch is going to fly out to center field. Now in the 6th, but the Lemurs extend their lead. It's now 5-0. So the catcher, Chefalumo Newfan, going to ground out 6-3. D the Rage, going to ground out to third base. And now Donovan Morgan is going to draw a walk. And now bring up the second baseman, Matty Phillips. Matty Phillips going to get a base hit. Runners at first and second now for the third baseman, Rocca. Rocca is going to strike out. And California is still scoreless as we're in the stretch. Lemurs will have Josh Allen leading it off. He's going to strike out. Biglet still in the game. Beatty Jr. steps to the plate. Going to fly out the left field, and that will bring up Alaskan Bullworm with nobody on, 2 outs. He's going to get a base hit between first and second. Dinstro will have an opportunity with a runner at first. He's going to get a base hit. Runner holds. Runners at first and second for McCannon. Cannon's one into the bleachers. The Lemurs take a 3 more to their lead. Is now 8-0. 3-run homer. Sim Wakefield's now in the game for the Firehawk. McDaniel will get a base hit. There's 2 outs, 1 on. Javier Franco will fly out to shortstop lineout, but the Lemurs get 3 more runs and have a commanding 8-0 lead. Trey Daniels ground out the first. Daniel Archer, the right fielder, is going to ground out 6-3. And Sin O'Slams going to hit a fly ball to center field. That side is retired. And California is not having much luck tonight. We go to the bottom of the 8th, where it's 8-0 Lemurs. Hartman is going to ground out 6-3. Cassius catch, the DH for the Lemurs, is going to draw a walk and now bring up leadoff hitter Josh Allen, the baseball variety. He's going to strike out. And Carl Beatty Jr. will have 1 on and 2 outs. He's going to get a base hit in the right field. The runner is going to go first to third. I'll give Alaska Bullworm an RBI opportunity, and he'll get it. Single up the center. It's now 9-0 Lemurs. Dinstro will get on a fielder's choice or an error, an infield single there as the second baseman couldn't get much. But McCannon, who hit a 3-run homer last time, gets a base hit this time. Tacks on another run. Man, McDaniel's going to get a ball down into the corner. Oh, my goodness here. It is now a 4-run inning. It's 12-0 Lemurs. Like 43 is in the game. He's going to strike out in the inning mercilessly for the Firehawks. And the Firehawks are down to their final at-bats, trailing 12-0. Triple Crowns in the game. Gets Zen. Now gets Newfan, and now D the Rage. Last out. Firehawks trail by 12. And there you go. The Lemurs in the World Series rematch, dominate in a 12-0 win over the Firehawks. Wow. Let's see here. For Louisville, everybody got a hit except for Hartman and Ketch. Everybody else was scoring runs or driving in runs. Pitching-wise, next is your winner, going 5 innings of scoreless baseball. Vyram takes the loss, giving up 4 runs on 4 innings. But the big loser there, I guess, is Sim Wakefield, who took it on the chin, giving up 7 runs in 1 1/3 innings. Your player of the game is Neller Dinstro.
As we head around the rest of the minor leagues, we'll check out the box scores there. Kingpins 6-2 over the Ranas, 14-4 on the hits column. A 3-for-5 day from Pedro Blanca, the shortstop. Dawson will go 3-for-4 as well. Murphy II knocks in 2 on a 2-for-4 day. On the side of Puerto Rico, Cove will go 3-for-4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Solo will take the loss for Puerto Rico on the start. 43 will get the win, their 3rd of the season for Chicago. On the quality start as well. Jose 43 will be your player of the game. Only 2 earned runs on 6 innings pitched.
Next up, Armadillos. Slamdolf has 4 hits and win as the Armadillos beat the Bears 6-3. So let's take a look here. Slamdolf, the catcher, center fielder, goes 4-for-4. 2 RBI, 2 runs. Gordon, the DH, also has 2 RBI. Shrew has an RBI for Amarillo. And the losing effort for Bruce City, Ronald goes 2 for 5 with an RBI. McRoyd and stuff 1 for 4 with an RBI. Pitching wise, Lieberth is your winning pitcher, going 5 1/3, giving up 2 runs. Your loser is McIntosh, giving up 5 3 2/3, and a save will go to Abel. Player of the game, Grand Slamdolph.
Next up, in 11 innings, the Wheelers will down the Swifties 2-1. Fairly low-scoring game through 11 innings. The sole RBI from State College coming from Hayden Andrews Jr. On the side of Anchorage, 1 RBI coming from Red Panda, going 2 for 5, and the other one coming from Walker Wallace, the center fielder. Abernathy Jr. will get their 3rd save after Grimes gets the first win of the season for the Wheelers. Caspace will take their 3rd loss of the season for State College, and Callie Cove will be your player of the game, only allowing 1 earned run on 5.2 innings on the start for Anchorage.
Riston stars for the Flamingos, and another high-scoring game here, 17-6.
Wow.
Win for the Flamingos. Looks like they had, oh my goodness, they scored in the first 5 innings with, 12 runs? Looks like there. In the first 5 innings, not looking back. The Flamingos have Fernandez going 2 for 4, 4 RBI. And then the big game in the bottom of the order there is Riston going 3 for 5 with 6 RBI. Home runs from Timothy Jr., 43. Very interesting. So no home runs, but got in 6 RBI for Riston. For the losing side, 3 for 5 for Steve-O, 3 for 4 for Lawrence with 2 RBI, and then Thriller, 1 for 4 and 4 RBI on a grand slam in the 8th inning. Winning pitcher is Jashawn, going to 4-1 on the year. Porkman takes their first loss of the season. And obviously no save situation in this game with Leon Riston, your player of the game.
That will finish up the minors box scores, so we'll head to the majors box scores, and we'll start things off with the Cancun Toros getting a 2-0 win against the Outer Banks Aviators in interconference play here. Nothing really going on with the Aviators. It looks like a hit and a walk from Dunkin' Donuts was the best day at the plate for them in that leadoff position. For Cancun, our clear not cloudy will go 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Jones will take the loss for the Aviators. Montana gets the win for Cancun, improving to 3-0 with 7 shutout innings. Negs gets their 4th save, and Montana will be your player of the game.
Toronto will fall to the Death Valley Scorpions 3-2. For Death Valley, Kulik Warren 1 for 3 with an RBI, and then RBIs at the bottom of the order from Verrero and King. For Toronto, same thing, bottom of the order getting it done. Lewis with an RBI 1 for 3, as well as Catter. Your winning pitcher for Death Valley will be Stryker Jr. First win on the season. What can I say except you're welcome? We'll take the first loss of the season, giving up just 3 runs in 7 innings pitched. And your player of the game is the starter for Death Valley, Ryan Stryker Jr.
Next up, the Rougarou, a 12-1 defeat issued to the Raptors. Wow. Rougarou are having some really hot days at the plate. 7 runs in the bottom of the second for them in this one. 5 RBIs for Sad Faker, 4 for 5 for Danny Brennan with 2 RBIs, 3 hits with 2 RBIs for Manuel Banks, scoring 3 times. On the Boise side, we have McMagic going 3 for 4 in that leadoff position, Barry Allen going 2 for 4. Tiny Chef takes the loss for Boise on the start. Lizzie Mitchell will get their 3rd win of the season and 2nd win tonight for New Orleans. 7.2 innings pitched, only 1 earned run given up. Manuel Bang will be your player of the game.
Next up, we'll have a close affair here as Lunar Base Space Rangers will defeat the Sloths 6-5. It's like the Sloths took the lead in the top of the 8th, or tied the game in the top of the 8th, and then Lunar Base came back with a run. For Lunar Base, pretty balanced here. Eminem, 2 for 3, an RBI. Polcavato, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Newman, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. And then at the bottom of the order there is Cross Erickson going 3 for 3 with an RBI, including a home run. For the Sloths, your number one hitter there in terms of hits was Marcus going 3 for 4. And in terms of RBI, you got Cold going 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Your winning pitcher is going to be out of the bullpen, Marston. And then your losing pitcher is going to be Antonio. Player of the game, Cross Erickson with the home run.
Next up, the Apex will take down Vancouver 5-0 here, 11 hits to 3. Vandals only getting 3 hits, 1 hit and a walk from catcher Scudder, and 2 walks from Oatmeal III. Indianapolis has a 3 for 3 day from Milligan, 2 walks from Reyes. Jackson will take the loss for Vancouver on the start. Montgomery the win for Indianapolis, also on the start with 5 shutout innings. And Tucker Montgomery will be your player of the game, only giving up 2 hits and 2 walks over those 5 innings pitched on the start.
Let's see here. Nashville will beat the Voyagers 8-4. For Nashville, basically one player got the job done, and that is Hammer, going 1 for 3 with 5 RBI. That'd have been a grand slam or something, right? Let's see. Home run, it's a second inning with 3 on. That's right, a grand slam. Gets the job done there. For New York, also, Joey Moose looks like had a grand slam. So do we have some... No,
just a 2-run homer.
Just a measly 2-run homer, sorry. So home runs abound there, big RBIs. But Nashville will get the win. Cream is going to be your winning pitcher, improving the record to 2-2. And then Patty V2 taking the loss in a nightmare start there. Woof. I'm sorry. 8 runs given up in 1 2/3 innings. But your player of the game somehow is Joey Moose.
Yeah, just shake those starts off sometimes and come back stronger the next day. That's a rough one for PDV2. Demons will take a 9-8 victory over the Surge. Buffalo tried to take this win back in the top of the 9th here, but no such luck. Too little too late there for Buffalo. 4 RBIs for Stellan Apollo, 3 for KC Vita, both on the side of Detroit. For Buffalo, 3 for 5 day with 4 RBIs from Mike Forbes Jr. at the top of the lineup. And we do have a milestone hit, Cookie Monster, with that, looks like with that triple in the 9th inning, their only hit on the day. That's going to be hit number 1,000 on the career for Cookie Monster. Big congratulations to the left fielder from Buffalo. Martin Roy will get the loss for Buffalo in relief. Dellin will get the win for Detroit in relief. And Stellan Apollo will be your player of the game.
All right, the Crabs will paste the Sea Serpents 5-1 in a battle of aquatic creatures. For Providence, 1 for 4 for Shiesty Jr., 2 RBI. Fuse going 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. And a home run is what Fuse got there, so very good. On the other side, 2 for 3 for Knox, 2 for 4 for Hayes. And the only RBI was driven by Angel, the shortstop, who went 1 for 4. For the Crabs, Choi is your winning pitcher. DePotson with a hold. And then for Seattle, Cookie takes the loss, falling to 0-2. Your player of the game is the starting pitcher for Providence, Jun-Ha Choi.
Dak, I'm looking at the stats right now, and according to the index, you were at 994 coming into the stream, so I don't think you got to 1,000 hits last season, unless you're counting hits from the minor leagues. But I don't know why anyone would be doing that. This is kind of weird. But May 14th is done. We are heading into May 15th, which will be a quick sim. So go ahead and save, and then quick sim through these games, and then head into our final day of the stream and our final streamed game on the 16th, that being the Dillos versus the Bears. But we'll start things off with a quick sim today and going through the box scores. We have the Toros getting a 6-4 win over the Aviators. We have a 2 RBI day for both Sims and McGillicuddy on the side of Cancun. On the side of Outer Banks, we have a 2-hit, 2 RBI day from Dunkin' Donuts. Toadstool blows the save. Johnson will take the loss for the Aviators, and Knock will get the win for Cancun with 3 perfect innings in relief. And Gianna Morgan will be your player of the game. 6 innings pitched, only 1 unearned run given up on 3 hits and a walk, striking out 7.
There we go. So I've hit my first home run in the majors.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
9th inning one too. Nice. Good stuff. Was that a walk-off? Oh, no. Yeah, it was a walk-off.
Oh, man, even better.
What a way to get your first ever home run in the majors. Nice job.
I worked really hard at it, as you can tell. All right, and elsewhere, Toronto Pathfinders get a 14-6 win. Oh, no, they get to 14-6. Sorry, that threw me off. They win 6-0 over Death Valley, shutting them out. Toronto getting games from Mills, 2 for 4. Johnson Jr., 2 for 5 with an RBI. And then Love, 3 for 4, 2 RBI. For Death Valley, no RBIs. They scattered a bunch of hits, but Slammer went 2 for 4, as did Osman. Your winning pitcher, Tharstison, improving to 4-0. Keep a secret with the loss, falling to 1-3. And your player of the game, if I'm saying that right, Tharstison.
I'm just noticing Tharstison is 4-0. I'm assuming this is 4 starts. Yeah. They have a 0.76 ERA through these starts.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh, it's through 5 games. They got a no decision. Okay. That's insane to have a 0.76 ERA through 5 starts. Whew. Keep an eye on that player. Rougarou, a 4-2 victory over the Raptors here in a walk-off extra innings. Bottom of the 12th, 2-run homer by Jordan Beecham-Reyes. 3 for 6 day for Beecham-Reyes with 3 RBIs and a run scored over 6 at-bats. For Boise, Stubby McGuire goes 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Blizzy takes the loss in relief for the Raptors, Force the blown save, and Hackenbush the win, both in relief for New Orleans. And Jordan Beecham-Reyes will be your player of the game.
All right, Leela shuts out the Space Rangers 1-0. And look at this, a 1-0 game. Both teams had 4 hits. The run came in the first inning. So not much to say here. Must have been Lawn Pipe must have hit a home run. Yep, a first inning home run by Lawn Pipe gets the job done. As Leela, 9 innings, no runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Great game there. In the dirt. Takes the hard luck loss. Only gives up 1 run in 7 1/3, but loses the game with no runs to support. And Leela, of course, player of the game with that complete game effort.
Yeah, Paz. Apex take down the Vandals again for 0 here. Vandals actually hit them this time, 8-5. But no runs to show for it. 3 hits each for Hayes and catcher Scudder. On the side of the Apex, we have 3 RBIs from Cal Pico on a 2 for 4 day and 2 hits from Milligan. Bubbles will take the win for Indianapolis in relief, while Cove takes the loss for Vancouver on the start. Aaron Rizal, your player of the game, 5.2 shutout innings, giving up 7 hits and 1 walk along the way.
All right, the Voyagers in another low-scoring game will get a 2-1 win over the Stars. For New York, looks like DeMars might have hit a 2-run homer. Nope, it was a double. So it drove in 2 runs with a double. Gets the only 2 runs they need to win the game. For Nashville, ooh, not much to talk about. Just 2 hits. Wow. Williams with a hit. Yeah, boy, with a hit. And that's all. Gausman, the pitcher for New York, gives up just 2 hits over 7 innings. Gets the win. Ness gets a save, pitching 2 innings, giving up no runs. and AJay with your hard luck loss, giving up just 2 runs over 7 innings. Player of the game, Kelvin Gausman.
Next up, the Detroit Demons will get the win 11-6 over the Buffalo Surge. 17 hits for the Demons. And almost hits all around. A 4-for-4 day for Stellan Apollo with 3 runs and an RBI. Torres will knock in 4. On the side of Buffalo, a 2-for-3 day with 3 runs and 2 RBIs for OOTP Wizard. Joe will take the loss for Buffalo. Quentin O'Corders gets the win for Detroit. And Stellan Apollo will be your player of the game. Checking. Okay.
Let's see. The Crabs will get a 4-2 win over the Sea Serpents. Gonzalez going 2 for 4 in the leadoff spot. Shiesty Jr. in another strong game. 1 for 2, 3 RBI, including a home run with 1 on, so a 2-run blast. Fuse with a home run as well for the Crabs, going 2 for 4 with an RBI. Seattle scattered some hits around, but RBIs from Knox and Jacob. Pitching-wise, Meta moves to 3-0. Otani takes the loss, and Buendia gets the save. Player of the game, Flamethrower Meta, with the starting pitching effort.
That'll do it for the majors. We'll head to the minor league box scores and quick play these ones as well. Starting off with the Hep Cats, taking a 9-8 victory over the Flamingos. Flamingos with 14 hits all around for Florida. Everyone getting at least 1. 5 batters getting at least 2. And 43 going 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs in that 9-hole. Kansas City, 3 RBIs from Mathers and 4 from Slobberknocker. And Mantle goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Garoppolo gets the win. Ziegler their 4th save. Bakugo will take the loss for Florida. And Amy, 43, will be your player of the game.
Oh my goodness. I don't even... Whoa, give me a second. Wow. The Wheelers will defeat the Swift Steeds 18-12.
We're not in spring training, right?
What? 9 runs in the top of the 9th? 23 hits?
This was a comeback. Like this,
look at that chart. Yeah.
It was 11-9 going to the top of the 9th in favor of the Swift Steeds. They have a 4-run lead, and they lost by 6 runs.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
I'm going to do that real quick. Make sure.
And Nasbase is, he's announcing his retirement as the GM, he says here. I don't know. Don't take it too hard. It's just one game. I don't even know. Let's look at this box score, huh? Well, everybody got a hit for Anchorage. Everybody got a hit for State College except for Barrow. Just too bad. Wow. 2 for 6 for Sabotage. 5 RBI. So there we go. You're doing too good, man. You're not.
I'm sorry. I'm just liking that there's 37 hits in the game between the two teams, and somebody didn't get a hit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barrow. I'm sorry.
3 hits for John, or 3 RBI for John Ellis, 4 RBI for Wallace. On the other side, we got 4 RBI games from Andrews Jr. and McCringleberry. Man, this is a box score and a half. The pitching.
Oh my gosh.
We probably don't even want to look at the pitching.
Oh no.
Oh, let's see. Your loss is going to go to blank space. It falls to 0-4. Got a blown save. Gave up 9 runs in 1 inning with 4 walks. That doesn't help. Your winning pitcher still gave up only 1 run and 2 1/3. Not bad. For Conus, goes to 2-0. Wow. And then player of the game is Joey LaRosa. Let's go back and see, what did LaRosa do? Let's see
5
here.
for 5.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, 5 for 5. I didn't even see that. That's not bad. 5 for 5 with 2 RBI. Wow. That is a box score.
You know what's amazing about this? We have 37 hits. No one got the cycle. I'm upset. I'm upset he's spaghetti. No one got even close. I mean, Giannis got the closest, but they only got a double and a home run. They didn't get a single either.
Yeah, and if we scroll the bottom, there has to be at least one special note.
Nope. There's
None.
not.
So nobody set any
Wow.
records and all of that chaos. You people were asking for chaos. I saw you earlier in the stream. You know, that's some chaos right there.
Woo! Nice. Bruce City Bears 8-4 over the Dillos. Boy, am I glad that we didn't watch that game. That game would still be going on. 8-4, 12-8 on the hits column for the Bears. 5 RBIs for Guile, 3 for 4 day for Gainey. For the Dillos, a 2 for 3 day with 2 RBIs for Slamdolf. Ji-Woo gets the loss. Mitchell will take the win for Brucey. Fordham their third save, and Dazin Guile will be your player of the game.
Ooh, another crooked number here. The Lemurs will beat the Firehawks 13-1. With Alaskan Bullworm leading the way, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. And then Hartman on the bottom of the order there, 2 for 4, 5 RBI. So huge performances all around the day. For the Firehawks, not much to talk about. Leading hitter was Zen, who went 2 for 4. Pitching-wise, Burger is going to improve to 3-0, going 6 2/3, giving up no runs. Nitro takes the loss, giving up 10 runs and 2 1/3. That's not pretty. Player of the game, Zach Hartman.
It says a lot when we're so unfazed by a 13-1 game because of what happened before it. 14-3 for the Kingpins. A 7-run bottom of the third for Chicago. 5 RBIs for Honkball, 4 for Kidd. A 3 for 5 day for Sterling with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored, all on the side of Chicago. Puerto Rico, a 2 RBI day for Barry. Matthews takes the loss, Pecora the win. Bottom will get their second save of the season, and Dave Honkball will be your player of the game. So that will do it for May 15th, the Quick Sim, as we go ahead and save before heading on into our final day of the stream, May 16th. No majors games for this one, so it's just the minor leagues. We have 5 games, 1 of them streamed, and then 4 box scores, and then we are done with the stream today. It's going to be Jeff Salad on the mound for the Dillos today, and Leath Squirrel on the mound for the Bears. Dillos are 11-9, but on the road they are 7-1. Really solid when visiting other teams. Bruce City Bears are 10-10, and at home they're 7-7. Fairly even numbers there for Bruce City. Dillos do seem to have the advantage on this head-to-head 6-3-0. As mentioned, it's going to be Salad on the mound versus Squirrel. Salad with a solid 1.29 ERA so far this season. Any players that you're going to be keeping an eye on here, Chadwick, that you're watching in the final streamed game of the day?
No, the only thing that it terrifies me, because now I have a mental image in my head of somebody eating a squirrel salad with the pitching matchup. Yeah. And maybe they do, like in Appalachia. They might have squirrel salad.
Squirrel salad. All right. PBE. You know how everyone has? We've got our PT prompts, right? Here's your PT prompt for this week, or a JPT if you wanted to do that. That would probably actually get you points. Write a recipe for a squirrel salad. I want to see our JPT thread just flooded with recipes for a squirrel salad. If you do that for your JPT this week, I want it linked in my DMs.
I'll do it for sure.
Excellent. I can't wait to see it.
If we can get a run of it. Yeah, squirrel salad, folks.
Can't wait to read them all. Maybe if they're not as extreme as like an actual recipe that's just named squirrel salad and not actually containing any kind of squirrel, then maybe I'll try making it, and maybe I'll let you know the results of that. But but Dillos versus the Bears, we're already getting loopy, and it's not even like all that late at night. Chadwick, you want to take us through the first 4.5 of this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, take it away, sir.
All right, Squirrels on the mound to face Kirby Bernard, the left fielder for the Dillos. As we lead off the final stream game of the day. It's going to ground out the first base with the first baseman taking it to the bag. Abigail Mills, third baseman. It's going to ground out to her counterpart. Tyler Toksum. It's going to ground out 6-3, and we go down 1-2-3 for the Dillos. And now I'll bring Jeff Salad to the mound to go against Rhino Leg. He's going to pop out into foul territory. Now Hound Streamer. Going to hit a ball to deep center field, but it's going to be caught. And Torres, the left fielder, is going to do the same thing. Keep the center fielder busy. We are scoreless through one inning. Top of the second, we'll see Troy Murphy, the first baseman. Did he get hit or was that a walk? He'll take a walk, it looks like. Slamdolf is going to get a base hit. Runner's going to go first to third. I'll bring up Wolfington Jr., the catcher, who's going to plop a base hit in, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Dillos. Runners at first and second for Whirlwind, who's going to Whirlwind one out of here. A 3-run bomb for Whirlwind to right field. It makes it 4-0 in favor of the Dillos. I'll bring up Gordon, the DH. He's going to ground out to third for the first out of the inning, and now Shrew, the shortstop, is going to get a base hit past the diving first baseman. I'll get the top of the order up with Bernard. Going to have a wild pitch, and I'll move the runner to second. Bernard is going to fly out to right field. It'll be 2 down with a runner at second for Mills. Going to get a base hit down. Will the runner go? They will. He's safe. It's now 6-run inning. 5-run inning, sorry, for Armadillos. Toksum's going to fly out to left field, but the Armadillos keep up with the theme of high-scoring days. It's 5-0. So we go into the bottom of the second. The Bears will lead it off with Gainey. Gainey's going to strike out. Next up will be Argent. Thomas Argent, the catcher, is going to fly out to center. And now McRoids and stuff. Going to strike out. And it will stay 5-0 in favor of the Dillos. So Squirrel now will face off against Murphy. Murphy's going to fly out the left field. And now Slamdolf is going to slam one out of here. It's gone. A solo home run for Slamdolf. 5th home run of the year. 6-0 Armadillos. Wolfington Jr., the catcher, is going to get a base hit up the middle. Now bring up Whirlwind, who already hit a 3-run homer earlier. We have a pitching change. Yogi Budweiser is now in for the Bears. And Whirlwind is going to ground into a double play. So Yogi Budweiser gets the job done. Going to bring up Dazen Guile. Going to ground out. McFish is now going to fly out to center field and be 2 down for Jeff Salad. And now Xavier Payne, the shortstop, is going to ground out 5-3. As the Bears remain scoreless and trail 6-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning, where Gordon will draw a leadoff walk. Drew will now get a ball hit in front of the, I don't know what the center fielder was doing there. He ran backwards. The ball blooped in. It's runners at second and third for Bernard. Going to drive in 2 of the base hits. It's now 8-0 in favor of the Dillos. Abigail Mills is going to watch Bernard steal second. Going to hit a ground ball. They'll move the runner to third. Tyler Toksum's going to get a base hit and make it 9-0. This is a night for runs. Troy Murphy going to fly out the right field. And now Slamdolf with 1 on and 2 outs is going to ground out. No, yes. Wow, the shortstop got the ball and beat the runner to the bag. It's 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Rhino Leg's going to fly out to center field. Hound Streamer going to fly out to right field. Now Torres will come up with nobody on, but get a base hit to keep the inning going. Gainey, the DH, will fly out into foul territory. And through 4, the Dillos lead 9-0. Wolfington Jr. is going to fly out to center field. Whirlwind is now going to ground out the first. No, some kind of mix-up there. Infield single. Gordon is going to draw a walk. Runners at first and second for Shrew. Shrew's going to get another hit. The bases will be loaded with 1 out for Bednard. A walk's going to bring in a run. It's 10-0. Abigail Mills with 1 out will have a chance to drive in some run. And we got a new pitcher, Smokey Schlitz, going to get a fielder's choice, but a run will score. It's 11-0. Tyler Toke, some runners at the corners. Base hit, scores another run. They're cornered again. It's 12-0. Slamdolph is now going to hit one to center. He'll be flagged down, but it's 12-0. As I hand you over to AJ in another high-scoring affair.
Woof and wow indeed from the chat. 12-0 already, and we're just about halfway through the game. This is not looking too good for the Bears. They're going to need to get something going here. And with Argent in scoring position, they might be able to do something. They will. They will get their first run of the ball game on an RBI double from Chungus McRoids and stuff. That's going to bring home the first run of the day for the Bears. Guile will advance McRoids and stuff to third, and McFish will drive him in with an RBI single. Could this be the start of a big comeback for the Bears? It is 12-2, so there's still quite a ways to go. As Payne flies out, Rhino Leg will get on board with the base hit, and now it's going to be Hound Streamer with runners at the corners and 2 away. Grounder to third, over to second in time for the fielder's choice, and that will be the inning. Bears will strike for 2 against Jeff Salad, the most amount of damage that they've done all game so far. And we'll see if the Dillas will answer back, starting off strong with a single from Grand Slamdolph. That will bring up Tedford Wolfington Jr. against Smokey Schlitz. Back to the pitcher, over to second for the fielder's choice. No relay throw. And Vince Whirlwind will draw a walk on a full count against Schlitz. Lotso Heineken Bear will take to the mound in relief. Robert Gordon, the DH, strikes out, and that's going to bring up Sanda Shrew, the shortstop. Pop fly, shallow right center, and it's going to be grabbed by Leg to retire to the side. 2 runners left on, no runs on a hit. Score is still 12-2 after the top of the 6th. Bottom half of the inning, Torres will start things off for the Bears with a single. Infield hit for Torres. Ikea Blahaj takes to the mound and immediately gets Gainey to ground into a double play. That'll bring up Argent. No one on, 2 away, and a fly ball to right field will end the inning for the Bears. Top half of the 7th inning coming up. We'll see if the Dillos can add to their current 10-run lead. It's going to be the top of their order to potentially do some more damage here. Bernard will get on board with a single. They're 2 for 4 on the ball game. Here's Abigail Mills, the third baseman, striking out. And now Tokeson, the second baseman, 2 for 4 on the day. Make it 2 for 5 with a K. Troy Murphy now will strike out as well, and the Dillos will leave a runner stranded at second. As it's time for the stretch here in Bruce City. Fans may not be too enthusiastic to get their feet after seeing not so great performance from the Bears pitching so far today. But they'll be hopeful that the Bears might be able to make some kind of comeback here in the last third of the game. But they're going to have to wait until the bottom of the 8th as a quick 1-2-3 for the Bears will bring us to the top half of the 8th inning. Grand Slamdolph, hot-hitting center fielder, 3 for 4 on the day. It's going to be 3 for 5 after they strike out against Freddie Fordham, who also K's Tedford Whiffington Jr., Vince Whirlwind will fly out to left to end the inning, and we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Bears have 6 outs remaining, and they need to score at least 10 runs just to tie it up. Xavier Payne will be the first of those 6 outs. Rhino Leg will be the second with a strikeout. Now here's Helen Streamer, the third baseman. Akia Blahaj still on the mound. And we'll surrender a base hit to Helen Streamer. Joseph Torres will now step into the batter's box and get a base hit as well. Back-to-back singles. That one, Streamer almost got gunned down at third by the throw, but the throw was errant, so Streamer's going to wind up scoring Torres to second. But Gainey will fly out to right as the Bears will only get 1 off of all of that. We head to the top of the 9th. 12-3 Dillos. It's going to be Gordon with a leadoff base hit for Amarillo. Sandshrew now is going to get a base hit as well to center field. Now runners at the corners with no one out. The Dills going to make this even more difficult on the Bears. They will. A base hit by Kirby Bernard is going to bring home not 1, but 2. RBI double for Kirby Bernard, making it 14-3, making this all the more discouraging for the Brew City Bears. It's now an 11-run lead. Toxin will get a base hit. And a base hit up the middle by Murphy will bring this right back to a 12-run lead. So after 3 unanswered runs from the Bears, the Dillos just clear up that those 3 runs that they got to take the 12-run lead right back in the top of the 9th. 12 runs needed by the Bears in the bottom of the 9th just to tie it and send it to extras. 13 to walk it off. It's going to be real tough for them here, especially with a leadoff out by Thomas Argent. But this game's pretty much just about over. McRoids and stuff is going to strike out, and Bears are down to their last out. It's looking pretty dire for them at this point. Got to shake this one off and move on to the next one as the Dillos will take the 15-3 victory. Amazing offense by the Dillos. And they will get the win here with 20 hits on the ball game. Impressive batting for Amarillo, putting on a clinic at the plate. 5 RBIs for Kirby Bernard, 4 hits for Sandshrew. And Salad will get the win on the start, improving to 3-1. Squirrel takes the loss, and Blahaj will get their second save. Kirby Bernard, your player of the game.
The Wheelers tag a 2-0 loss to the Swift Steeds. So that's a little, lower scoring than the last one.
Just a bit.
For the Wheelers, how did they score 2 runs with no RBIs? Very interesting.
They didn't, the State College Swift
Oh, at a big stop. I'm like, how do they do that? It makes no sense. I'm looking on the wrong side here. So, yeah, RBIs in the winning effort for State College from Barrow and Wellerman. Anchorage just got 3 hitters with hits. Wallace went 2 for 3. Giannis 1 for 4. Otage 1 for 4. Pitching-wise, McChapperson gets the win, improves to 3-1 on the season. Mantix gets the save, and Laor takes the loss, falling to 1-3. Your player of the game is your starting pitcher, Chappie McChapperson.
Next up, the Lemurs over the Firehawks here, 5-1, out hitting them 10-6. 3 RBIs for Beatty Jr. on a 2 for 3 day. McDaniel gets 2 hits and 2 RBIs. On the side of California, 2 hits for Rocha and a hit and an RBI on the solo shot from Daniel Archer. Schlossberg takes the loss for California. Roll will get the win for Louisville. And Carl Beatty Jr. will be your player of the game.
Let's see, we have an extra inning walk-off with the Flamingos beating Kansas City 4-3. Looks like the walk-off was off the bat of Riston, who hit a run-scoring single. Riston, hitting in the 8-hole, went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, so he's had a strong day. We've mentioned him quite a bit. Looking on the other side, RBIs from Mantle and Thompson, as well as Steve-O, who's had a strong stream. Pitching-wise, your win is going to go to Hyde, improving to 2-0 on the season with a scoreless inning. Your loss is going to go to Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And your player of the game is Glorbenspiel, who is a starter who got a no decision for Kansas City.
And then the last box score of today's stream, Puerto Rico ran us a 3-1 victory over the Chicago Kingpins, out hitting them 10-7. The sole RBI coming from Honk Ball on the side of Chicago, 2 hits for Essence and Blanco at the top of the order. For Puerto Rico, a 2-for-5 day with 2 runs and 2 RBI from Sterling Stern at the top of the order, and 2 hits and an RBI from Berezowski. Aria will get the win, Rockefeller the hold, Goodman their 4th save, and Heiderscheid will take the loss on the start for Chicago. Artemis Aria will be your player of the game, getting the win, only 1 earned run on 6 innings pitched. But that'll do it for today's stream. We'll take a quick look at the standings. If you want a snapshot, that's great. Go for it right now. Otherwise, these standings will be on the index shortly after the upload here. So we'll go ahead and start that upload right now. We'll go ahead and save before we do that, just in case. But we'll go ahead and start the upload and just hang out otherwise. Big thank you to our stats team, especially Double Dub and Jumbo today for providing the stats from the starting soon screen, and thank you to our mods for moderating and for doing those predictions. Thank you to chat for sticking around all the way to this point and watching the chaos that was the 18-12 game. And of course, a big thank you to you, Chadwick, for co-hosting tonight. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I did, and thank you for guiding the mothership here.
The mothership, I like it. Yeah, of course. But chat, if you got any questions or anything you want to chat about, just hit us up.
Yeah.
Just gonna hang out and chat otherwise.
Yeah, no, I like to take this opportunity to talk about real baseball, right? So we just had the winter meetings, and they're kind of boring because everybody's waiting for the big fish to decide where he's going to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested in what people are thinking. I mean, it sounds like Toronto's really in the mix, which really is confusing to me.
Same here.
Because if he wants to go to win, I mean, long-term Toronto's not going to win over... You know, you got the Yankees, obviously, and Boston, who are going to spend money, but then you got a team like the Rays, who they win, they don't spend money, but they can still win. I think that's the worst division I'd want to be in if I wanted to go to a team. Unless he's going to go to the Yankees, which he's obviously not. So it's very interesting. We'll see what happens here. And then I think once he signs, you're going to see the transactions are going to be quick and wild.
For sure. I'm gonna go for the boring prediction route. I've been thinking all along that he's gonna go to the Dodgers. That's just what my mentality has been pretty much forever. I just keep thinking that he's going to the Dodgers, but I'm hoping that he goes to a different blue team that isn't the Blue Jays.
So, yeah, some good comments in the chat. Dak says that the Mariners announced that their ballpark team store is closed tomorrow. So they wonder if he's visiting Seattle. Okay. Rabbit Sponge is in the house. Fellow streamer. Says if he goes to the Jays, or he says it's got to be the Jays, going to the Dodgers buries his brand. Okay. He says Toronto's the right fit. Okay.
I haven't heard that the Mariners are really a team that's all that in on Ohtani, so that'd be kind of an interesting potential prospect. I get where Rabbit's coming from. However, I don't think that even with going to the Dodgers, I don't think that it'd be possible for Shohei's brand to be buried. He's a generational player. Like, as big of a name as he is, no other name is really gonna bury him. You know, I get what you're saying. I just don't necessarily agree. I do agree that he would be the face of the franchise if he went to a smaller team like the Jays or even like the Mariners, like we just mentioned. But yeah, I don't know that he would be sharing the stage, but like his name is going to be the biggest name there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I guess it wouldn't surprise me if he picked Toronto, I guess, because nobody thought he would pick Anaheim when he went there to enter the majors in the first place.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Seattle, I mean, they just did like absolutely shred payroll, as Dak mentioned. So they're setting something up there by just these salary dumps that they're doing.
I just haven't heard of Seattle as a team that's been all that interested on Shohei. Like, obviously, all teams are going to be interested, but I mean, like, in terms of actual hard pursuit of trying to get a contract set, they haven't been a team that I've been hearing has been kind of in the foreground, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard him early, and I think, yeah, I don't know. I've heard mixed stuff too. Like I swear I heard maybe a week ago that they were out, and then I think maybe a day or two ago on Major League Baseball Network, I was watching one of the shows, and they said, well, we can't really confirm that they're out, and it's all cloak and dagger stuff right now.
Mm-hmm. They might try to sell him on 165 and let him look for a contract next season when he's ready to pitch again. I don't know that he would go for that. He seems ready to lock in a contract now for long term. It's an interesting idea, though. I don't know how many fans of this like. I'm a Cubs fan personally. And as much as I would love for the Cubs to get Ohtani, I don't think it's happening. I think it's probably going to be Dodgers still, but I'm curious if there's any like Cubs fans in the chat, because we've had a very weird week, specifically with Ohtani and news surrounding both him and another one of our players. Harper already talking extension? I'm not too familiar on that situation.
Then I guess the other thing, right? The only major move that's happened so far is really Soto going to the Yankees is an interesting move.
Mm-hmm.
A very Yankee-like move, which is they have an absolutely crowded outfield now. And I guess the news is they're going to have to move Aaron Judge to center to accommodate all these moves. So I don't know what goes on there with that.
Has that's been officially confirmed as of today, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's probably the biggest move of the offseason to this point.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of like the most major signing that's happened. I'm drawing kind of a blank right now. Who do you think has been the most major signing?
The biggest one is probably, I think, Philadelphia re-signing Nola. I think is the biggest contract that's been given out.
That was who I was thinking of, yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah.
So hopefully Ohtani will sign here in the next 2 or 3 days, and then Sonny Gray to St. Louis happened too. Yeah,
Yep. That was
and a
probably
pretty
the second
big
biggest,
deal. Yeah.
Then you also have Eduardo Rodriguez, who recently signed to the Diamondbacks, and Candelario just signed to the Reds recently, too. Maeda to the Tigers.
Oh, sure, yeah. So I think, once Ohtani makes his move, I think in the next 2 or 3 days after that, it's going to be just people are going to be, beating down the doors to go to their plan Bs on everything.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty interesting.
I'm going to be really interested to see what happens. Obviously, aside from Ohtani, there's another player that I've been really interested in seeing what happens to, and that's Cody Bellinger. Because
Sure.
as good of a season as he had with the Cubs this last season, I'm still a little bit hesitant on whether or not he's going to be able to stay healthy. I feel like he's looking for a massive contract right now, and with Scott Boras as his client, he's probably going to get one. But I would be nervous to have him re-sign to the Cubs with a large contract. I say the Cubs just because it's the team that I follow, but like any team, I would be nervous for them to sign Bellinger to a really massive contract just because of that health issue. But so I'm interested to see whether he goes to someone on this massive contract and see how well he does and how healthy he stays throughout that contract, or if he's going to get signed to a lesser contract due to those health issues that he's had in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's quite the story. In terms of how he came onto the scene and then how he's just dropped off. Now, obviously, a lot of that is injuries, but just you don't see downfalls like that where a guy is like just crazy.
Yeah.
I think he hit like 50 home runs, right? In his second season, won the MVP. And then just nothing but, he's a strikeout machine. Yeah. And I don't know, this year, did he kind of fix that? Still high, but not crazy as he was before.
I think so, maybe? The stat tracker that I'm looking at right here. Oh, it does have strikeouts, okay. He had, in 2023, he struck out 87 times.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, definitely not
if you look in
as
the
bad
past,
as other
it's
seasons.
well over 100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had 151 in his second season with LA and 146 in his first. And then 150 in 2022 as well with LA.
Yeah.
So he definitely cut down quite a bit on that one. Only 5 less at bats and like about 60 less strikeouts from year to year. That's just insane.
I guess in the chat, what other players are you guys, looking to signing, or maybe what team or what player do you want your team to sign? We haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, give us the team that you follow, and what player you'd want to sign other than Ohtani, because every team wants Ohtani. Heard the Bellinger's market died a bit after teams started looking more into the numbers. Don't know if he's going to be getting a big contract. Yeah, he's going to want a big contract for sure, considering Boras. But
all right, yeah. So we got some people chiming in here with Manoa, which is interesting. He's another guy, right, who completely fell apart as a pitcher. I don't know if he'll even get a major league deal, to be honest. Nasbase is mentioning Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
Another Japanese guy who's been posted.
I would love to get Yamamoto personally for the Cubs.
There we go. Dak says Snell. He wants Snell to Seattle. Blake Snell.
Could be an interesting pickup for the Mariners. He does seem to be headed to one of the New York teams, Rabbit. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, and I say let one of them take on that risk, right? He might be really good, but you just never know how some of these guys are going to adjust.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If it was up to me, right? The biggest comparison I saw was like, well, if you're going to spend money on a pitcher, spend your money on Blake Snell instead of Yamamoto, because Snell's proven.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of see that.
Definitely much more of a proven entity there for sure.
Now he's older, right? I think Snell is 5 years older. So there's that. I mean, Yamamoto's going to get money because he's young. I think he's 25. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice base. He's 25, so we'll see. I mean, yeah, the scouts rave about him, so we'll see. And then there's a couple other guys. There's like a reliever Japanese guy. I think there's a Korean center fielder. So there's a lot of guys being posted out of Asia who will be coming to the majors this year.
I think I only heard about Yamamoto and Imanaga, I think was the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think there's another, like a reliever type. I forget his name. And then there's a Korean, like, power hitting center fielder. I think his name is like Jun Soo or something like that. Who?
Do you know if they're right lefty switch?
Or after? I don't remember. But yeah, it's interesting that seems to be a couple more guys than usual coming over this year. There you go, Jun-Ho Lee.
I'll have to take a look at that in a moment here.
And then, and I haven't been keeping up on this, but I think it was in Japan. Like, one of their top prospects in Japan basically like pulled out of the Japanese draft because he didn't want to have to get drafted there and stay there, and he's just gonna come over here to America and like play college baseball for a couple years and then go into the MLB draft. So yeah,
it's gonna be
interesting things.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun off season the rest of the way. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to tune in on Saturday for Week 1, Day 4. Dustillation will be hosting. Time is to be determined, but keep an eye on that Game Day channel for the time. And we will see you all then. Hope you have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye.